Did you just do that then to look intellectual?
Yes.
Pete's trying to look intellectual because we're doing something a little bit different tonight, which we shall explain in just a moment.
We're not really doing it. You're doing it.
You're just along for the ride.
I guess so. Yes.
You look nervous.
No, I'm fine.
No. Not quite sure how this is going to go.
No, I'm okay.
Like, I'm quite impressed because the button that I set up yesterday worked and the backing track should be coming through. So, in theory, everything is working.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
In theory.
There's always some gremlins in the system.
Yeah.
Always. And that's just Ethan. Oh, Pete's fiddling with his knobs.
Sorry.
Are your knobs all happy?
Yeah, it's just one day to the next. It's never quite the same.
What, your knobs?
There we go. Anyway,
how are you doing today, Pete?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm less coldy than yesterday.
Which is nice.
My nose isn't so red.
Which is good.
Hi, Nomad.
So,
right?
all nice orange today.
Yeah, actually, that quite suits Nomad, I think.
Yeah,
the orange
is nice.
colour. Yeah. What have you walked into? Did we say something bad?
No.
What did we just say?
I don't think so, anyway.
No. Pete's getting prepared. I've given Pete some links that he needs to share a little while later, so
yeah,
I'm a bit nervous about that, aren't you?
Yeah, it's not going to work,
nervous.
is it? Do you know what I mean? But I'll do my
Why
best.
would it not work?
I'm bound to fuck it up, am I?
It'll be fine. It'll be
fine.
fine.
You say that now. You won't be saying that in a minute when I fudge it up, will you?
Well,
okay.
Like untypical later levels fashion, we're here very early.
We are early, yeah.
We're very early. Normally we're late for our streams.
Yeah.
But we came back from seeing the fam today, having some lunch with the in-laws.
Absolutely.
Your in-laws, my parents. And we were like, yeah, we could just start the stream early. So
we have.
We did. Basically.
Yeah.
You're covered in cat hair. You've been snuzzling Zelda.
Why not? Why would you not snuzzle Zelda?
Covered.
Given the opportunity, a snuzzle is always beneficial, I find.
For who? You or Zelda?
For both of us. I think we both get a lot out of it.
Oh, hold on.
What?
Well, I keep setting up these new buttons and then not actually using them. So, there you go, Zelda.
Zelda cat.
Right, so I just need to get more into the practice of remembering what I've set up and actually pressing the buttons. Maybe I should put you in charge of the buttons.
It's a big mistake.
Is it? Why is that?
Well, I don't really
Press
know.
all the things.
I don't know what all the buttons do.
Oh, they are labelled.
Yeah, I know, but I won't think of it at the appropriate time, will I?
No, normally because you're too busy talking about tech.
I haven't talked about any tech. Oh.
Not so far.
No. How is Nomad today?
Yeah,
anyway,
sorry.
Is
How
Nomad
rude
good?
of me. Didn't ask. And obviously the important question, what is Nomad cooking this weekend? Because we always like to know. And Nomad always cooks stuff that sounds really nice. Was you there? No, you weren't. I basically invited everyone over to Nomad's for Christmas this year.
That was nice of you. I'm sure he was over the moon about that.
I don't feel bad, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're good. Haven't got to cook. Haven't got to wash up.
No, that's not fair. If someone else cooks, you've got to do the washing up. Homemade meatball marinara subs.
Yes, that wouldn't be for me.
If it didn't have cheese on it, I'd have it. Just the cheese thing.
I don't like subs.
What about if it was in like a nice crusty baguette?
Maybe.
No, but it's still tomato though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not really my
It's
bag.
not your deal. No, I'd happily eat that if it didn't have cheese in it.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hungry now.
Yeah, we've been idiots again. Promo.
Sup, promo?
Have you noticed? I know I've said this before, but whenever Nomad and Promo arrive in chat, they're always very similar colours, if not the exact same colour. Like
weird,
Nomad is a kind of orange, but it's more a peachy orange, whereas Promo tonight is orange, but it's more like like a tan, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roast pork. Oh, I love roast pork. Roast pork is my favourite roast dinner.
Yeah. It's not my favourite.
But that's because I get to have applesauce with it, and I love applesauce. How you doing, Promo?
Yeah,
We're not the same person,
Yeah.
promise. It's not a pun, but I'm going to give it a pun. Because let's get the ball rolling.
Get the ball rolling.
Yeah, how's Promo doing? What's Promo up to today? Or Promo/Nomad, because they might be the same person. Who
It would
knows?
appear they might be.
Caught up with an old friend and did a huge walk.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But I hope everything else went okay.
Some people like going on walks. We went up to Rivington Pike. Promad. The newest Twitch couple.
Yeah, pro-mad.
I
You
like it. Yeah, I quite
it's
like
alright.
that.
It's good days.
Yeah. If they was to start like a political party, that's what it
Yeah.
would be, Promad.
Pro-mad, yeah.
I like that. Promad friend. Rivington Pike. Yeah, it sounds really familiar, but I don't know if it sounds familiar because Promo might have mentioned it
Never
before.
heard of it before.
I'm not sure. That's because you don't walk anywhere unless you're forced.
I do walk places.
The co-op for crisps.
I could eat crisps.
Yeah, maybe that's how I like why it sounds familiar. They go, oh, I hear movement upstairs.
Oh, the joy.
The child is here today. So we'll see. Twitch is unstable, so that probably means that Ethan is rinsing the bandwidth. We'll see how we
It
get on.
seems okay so far. He
Yeah,
always says it's unstable
I
lately.
know. It's Twitch though, isn't it? Twitch is unstable.
I don't really understand why it constantly says it when there's no problems, but that's what it says.
I would do a refresh, but I can't be bothered. Look, we've gone all high tech today. We have several monitors up because I've got notes on another screen over here. So if you see me look over here, it's because I've got notes. Oh, so prepared today. Don't know if it's going to work, but so prepared.
I'm not really prepared in any way, shape,
No,
or
but
form.
you don't really need to. You just need to look interested when I talk. You don't have to be interested. You just need to look interested.
A bit like this.
Is that your interested face? Oh, okay. You might want to work on that, Pete. Yeah, it needs. If I was Promo, I'd give it a 0 out of 10.
Really?
Well, everything seems to get a 0 out of 10 from Promo.
Oh, that's a pretty good interested face.
You can do better than that. So attractive. No wonder I married you.
There we go.
Oh dear. Oh my god, what's going on?
I don't know.
No. Struggle with looking interested. People always tell me they can't tell what I'm thinking. That's good though. Right? Because then you could be really interested, or you could be like, oh my god, this is the worst conversation ever. And no one will know.
You look a bit like this.
No, no one looks like that, just you. So basically, don't play poker with Nomad. Because you'll never know.
But I think if you played poker and you did do the...
People would just think there's something wrong with you.
That's a pretty good poker
But
face,
it
right?
would allow you to cause a distraction, which you could then switch your cards under the table. So,
Yeah, maybe.
you know,
Don't know if that really works, does it?
I don't know. I'm just going on every single cliche I've ever learned from detective games.
Yeah.
Because they always play poker and they always keep an extra card up their sleeves.
Which again doesn't work. But, you know.
How do you know? Have you tried?
Well, because if someone else has got the same card you are, it's quite obviously one of you's cheating.
Yeah. Nomad's just bluffing all of it because he doesn't actually know how to play, but you think he knows how to play because he's there. No.
But then you would be forgiven for assuming someone that turned up for a poker game would
Would know how to play.
poker,
Yeah, that's
wouldn't you?
true.
Like if you turn up, just went, I don't know, I have no clue. Then maybe never starts good. But there you go.
Well,
Anyway,
to be fair, if you were with promo, you wouldn't make it to the poker game because you would have stolen your wallet before you reached there.
true. Very
And then you
true.
wouldn't be able to place any bet. We all know how much he likes a wallet.
We do. We do.
Right, what's happening? Oh, breaking news. He's a reformed man.
Apparently so.
No more wallets, promo. No more wallets.
Can't believe it.
He's going to go for the mobile phones instead now. Going more high tech.
You think?
Well, everyone's wallets are on their phones nowadays anyway, right?
I don't carry a wallet anymore, do I?
Yeah,
No.
there you go. See?
I used to. Oh, I still have a wallet. It's in the car. It basically carries all the loyalty cards that aren't.
It's got no money in it.
Yeah. that I now never use because they're never with me when I go use them. But hey ho.
Rightio. Anywho. Right, so quick recap then. Obviously 2 days in a row, which is unprecedented for us. Like, we've not been around for ages, and then all of a sudden we're here 2 nights in a row, you unlucky people.
I know, right?
So last night we did the letter F in our Love Letters to Adventures collaboration with Dark Shots.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to play Frankenstein Through the Eyes of the Monster.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, highlight, it contained Tim Curry. The puzzle-free puzzle game, yeah. But the bonus was that it contained Tim Curry. The graphics were quite nice in a very 90s kind of way. Darkshot said he liked the drama of it, like, you know, the storyline. He quite liked
Darkshot was quite taken by the whole thing, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
So.
Yeah, for me, not enough puzzles just yet. Lots of mazes.
Yeah, there were a lot of mazes, weren't there?
Mazes. And Pete, show everyone what you bought.
Oh yeah, I got me graph paper turned up, like.
Prepared for mazes now. So yeah, I don't really know what to expect. I should have looked to see how long the game was and then tried to judge how far in we were. I mean,
Can't have been that far in, can we?
We did almost 3 hours and we encountered 3 or 4 mazes and 2 puzzles.
And apparently there was another maze we hadn't been in.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to carry on with the game. Well, no, to be fair, I think what I'll probably do is restart it because it was quite a difficult one to play on stream, like in tandem with Dark Shocks, because there's no subtitles in the game. Oh, nice. There's no subtitles in Frankenstein, so when we were talking, Dark Shots couldn't hear sort of the dialogue in his game, and when he was talking, vice versa. So it was quite hard. I think we missed out on some of the clues, possibly.
yeah, maybe.
So I'm going to go back and restart and record it rather than doing it on stream. So it's going to be interesting. There's 2 things I'm interested in seeing, right? Maybe 3. First thing, how much more Tim Curry are we going to get?
Right.
Because, as we mentioned last night, we've played other adventure games from the 90s that star a famous person, and then when you actually get down to it, they're really not in the game for much. Like, they're in maybe like 1 scene or 2, and that's it.
Yeah.
So how much more Tim Curry are we going to get? But to be fair, like, he's popped up quite a few times.
Yeah, he's been in there a lot, the boy.
Yeah. So
with a bit of luck.
yeah, you know. Second thing I'm interested in, are we actually going to get some puzzles? Because the parachute puzzle I don't really consider a puzzle. It was just putting some inventory together. Like, it's not really a puzzle.
I have a feeling it's going to be a lot like that.
Yeah. And the one with the bowling balls, again, I don't really think it was a puzzle because you couldn't have done anything else with them. You know what I mean? It weren't like you could pick up bowling ball, cannonball. It weren't like you could pick them up and take them somewhere or put them in your
Well, that's
inventory.
what I mean. I think a lot of it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
Although we did now get the bag, so maybe not.
Yeah. And I must admit, like, I don't mind mazes in video games, but there's a point where they become too much.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that we saw 2, 3 or 4 last night and there's another one, is this just basically one big maze? I don't know. So that's the second thing that I'm kind of interested in. Third thing is how this entire story wraps up. Because, yeah, to be fair, Tim Curry couldn't have come cheap, right?
I don't know. How much does an actor cost, really? But I don't know.
And good choice. I mean, he suits the role, definitely.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, it was a very good casting choice. Yeah, interested to see how the game wraps up, because you are the protagonist who is Frankenstein's monster. And I think there was one line that we actually heard in the game last night where he says, oh, like, I just want to escape and go back to humanity, or whatever it was that he said. And we were like, right, but you're like a spliced human now. Like, you have one male arm,
Yeah.
disfigured male arm, and one female arm. We don't know what the rest of us looks like. But it's like, well, it's just not going to happen though, is it? Like,
You wouldn't have thought it'd be that easy, would you? But
so, and plus, like, we're now conducting this experiment to figure out if the life force that Frankenstein has discovered is real or not. But it must be real because he brought us to life, because we were dead.
yeah.
So, yeah, I'm struggling at the minute to see how all this is going to tie together. Plus,
Well,
as
I'm
well,
sure we will.
Plus, as well, right? Top tip for any secret evil villains out there: if you're gonna like do the whole put a painting in a room that you want to spy on, so you can go around the back and peek through the eye holes, don't put the door to the secret opening in the bedroom that you want to spy on.
No, that was a bit stupid. But there was other ways into it, though, wasn't there?
Yeah, but why
So
would you put
maybe
an
that was it.
entrance in the cupboard in the room? Because if someone like goes, come stay at my castle, here's a guest room you can use, the first thing you're going to do is open the wardrobe. Oh, look, secret door.
Well, maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Top spying tips. Well, I'm just going to say that Nomad would know, because with his poker face, he could be a spy. So he would know the top tips.
Yeah, top tips.
I don't know. But I guess in the 90s, they didn't really kind of think too hard about the, what's the word? Not the logic of, the feasibility of certain solutions, right? Too lazy to spy on anyone. At least you're honest. Yeah, I could be a top spy. Can't bothered. Cheese.
In what context
I was gonna say,
are we
But
cheesing?
you know, like when you play Cards Against Humanity and you get the bees card, that's how I read that in my head. Cheese? Oh, okay. Feasibility. Cheeseability. Feasibility. Yeah, kind of the same. Don't know if there's going to be any cheese in this game though. Promo, sorry. Not sure. We haven't seen any cheese yet. Have we seen any food at all? Yeah, we saw a turkey leg.
And a human rib cage on a plate.
And an octopus that ate us.
Oh, yeah, octopus, yeah. He killed us, didn't he?
Plenty of curry, yeah, which kind of left us all wanting, what was it? A king prawn tikka masala and sagaloo.
Yeah, that's
night.
kind of where we were at with it.
I could eat that though.
I'm kind of getting more hungry now.
Yeah, so obviously yesterday we were stupid because we didn't have any dinner because we weren't hungry. So by the time, oh no, that's just wrong, promo. No.
What's that?
Peshwari naan. God no.
Is that the coconutty one?
Yeah, it's the sweet one. Ooh. Sorry, can't do that.
I think Dark Shocks is the
He likes a
coconutty one.
Peshwari naan, yeah. But yeah, we didn't eat last night, and then by the time we finished the stream, it was too late to eat, and we haven't had any dinner tonight because we weren't hungry. So we're going to be hungry again later. We'll figure it out later. So what did we have for dinner last night, technically? A bag of quavers.
Yeah, quavers. The dinners of champions.
You say that, and in the military game blast, we normally have what's it?
Yeah, but we ate a lot of them, though. We only had a bag. I don't think a bag of crisps can constitute a dinner. It has to be at least 3 bags of crisps.
Hang on. I had a bag of quavers and a cup of tea and some paracetamol. That's a well-rounded meal. It's not. Later levels does not condone not eating properly. Go and have some proper dinner, people. Go and get your king prawn tikka masala inspired by Tim Curry. So there you go. That was last night's stream. So love letters to adventures will be coming up again at the end of August. So we're going to have the letter G. We haven't decided which game it is yet. Apparently it's my choice. So I need to do some research and find a good game. A good old adventure game beginning with the letter G that Dark Shots and I haven't tried yet. So yeah, unfortunately it's not going to be Grim Fandango. But we'll find something a little bit more unusual. Because let's face it, all the entries that we've had so far in this series have been really unusual.
They've all been weird.
They've been really trippy. But that's good. We're going on a journey of discovery. We might have a Zelda in a moment. Here she is. Look, come on. Zelda's coming. You gonna come and say hello? Or not? No? No,
not at the moment.
Too early. What about Grand Fandango? Whole different game, right?
I don't know what Grand Fandango is. Is it a different game or is it?
It's kind of like a pun.
Ah, right, okay.
Like, it would just be like, rather than a game featuring skeletons and Day of the Dead, it would just be about grands dancing.
Gotcha.
Right? That's how I'm picturing it in my head.
Okay.
But yeah, if anyone does know any old adventure games or obscure adventure games that begin with a letter G, let us know. Grands and dingoes. And now I'm imagining the dancing grands getting massacred by a pack of dingoes.
Okay.
I said this last night about us going off at tangents, and like, this is a tangent.
I don't know where you're going with it, really. The dingoes and yeah, I don't know, but yeah, whatever.
Oh well, there you go. So yeah, Love Letters to Adventures back with Dark Shocks at the end of August. Date and game to be confirmed very soon. It's usually the last Friday of the month, but I need to check out calendars and stuff. So that'll be coming in a few weeks' time. As for today we have something a little bit different. Ooh. I need like a I don't know, a sound effect for that. I have to find. Have I got anything suitable? What have I got? Cheer's not quite right. A drum roll. Yeah, could have a drum roll. Let's have that.
What was that?
That was the pirate leaders from Monkey Island shouting grog.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, just seemed appropriate.
Fair enough.
Tenuous, but hey. Yes, there's something a little bit different. Today's stream, we're not going to be playing anything. We're just going to be chatting. So you get to listen to us for a whole hour and a bit, I guess. Aren't you excited? No, silence. Tumbleweed.
Well, no, yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks, Pete. Did Pete agree to this?
Not entirely, no.
Yeah. Pete just does what he's told.
To a certain degree, yes.
At all. Yeah, we're just gonna... Oh, well, I'm glad we can fill your Saturday night, Nomad. Yeah, we're just going to be chatting, and the subject for today is my favourite puzzles in video games. That's going to be the subject. So this was inspired by Eric from Eric Hagman Music.
Oh, hang on, I got this thing here, haven't I?
Keep it.
There we go.
Hey. So that is Eric's blog.
I did that.
Right there. So if you're not following Eric's blog already, please do go check that out. So Eric, as well as being very involved in music and teaching, he also writes about video games. So he has a specific section on his blog at that link where he talks about the games that he's played, and sort of it's very nostalgic. But he's sort of known in the community for doing top 10 posts. So he'll pick a subject, a rundown from 10 to 1, along with an honourable mention, sort of picking out his favourite games. So we've done a couple of these in collaboration in the past via blog post.
Hello,
Hi
Heather.
Heather, how you doing? I will resume that. Let's say hello to Heather first. How's it going, Heather? How's the latest routine coming along? We need to know these things. Pete and I are going to do some idol research in a couple of weeks. We're going to an event and there's going to be some idol stuff.
Okay.
So we're going to go and check it out and see if we can find out a little bit more about the whole
Thing.
culture of it. I don't know if we're going to be up singing and dancing by the end of it, but
Can't imagine that we will be, but
at least not as good as Heather.
yeah.
Yeah. Routine has taken a back seat. Oh yeah, no, to be fair, Phil did mention that. Yeah.
Very good.
That's really exciting. Very grown up. Which
Yes.
sounds really patronising, but I didn't mean it to be patronising. But like, I think whatever age you buy a place, you're like, oh my God, I'm an adult now, and it's scary. I have
Yeah.
responsibilities.
Yeah, it does come with a certain level of responsibility, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I'm an adult now. No, but good luck. Hope it all goes nice and
Yeah.
smoothly. All progresses. Keep us updated. Let us know when the housewarming is. Pete will bring sausage rolls.
I can do
That
sausage
is
rolls.
the thing you bring, isn't it?
Sausage rolls.
Homemade sausage rolls. But that's Pete's thing that he brings to parties.
Sausage rolls,
And
all right.
beer.
Everybody likes a sausage roll.
I
Except
don't.
you.
But don't tell your mum that.
There you go. See, sausage rolls are great.
Pete's mum always makes sausage rolls whenever we have, like, what do you call it, like a buffet dinner.
Yeah.
And I have to eat one to go, oh, these are lovely. I really don't like sausage rolls. There you go. So you're invited. Bring sausage rolls.
Bring sausage rolls.
Yeah. Right, so yeah, Eric, as I mentioned, is known in the blogging community for doing top 10 posts. So we've done a couple of these in collaboration before via our blogs. So for example, we've done one about our favourite zombie games, and that was in honour of Zombie Awareness Month last May. And we've also done one about our favourite schools in video games. And this was because I work in education. Eric works in education too, so it was to kind of celebrate returning to school in September. Eric follows me on Instagram. Yeah, Eric's got a couple of Instagrams. So he's got two. One for kind of more music and one where he shares his art. So he does kind of like pixel art. I think it's Eric Hagman Art, but I'm sure the links are on his blog. Yeah, he does like a Nintendo. Yeah, like I said, his blog is very nostalgic. So I'm not surprised that Mr. Wobbeduff is already following at all. But yeah, like this today was inspired sort of by Eric's top 10 posts. So he reached out to me it must have been May, like it was a long time ago, and asked if I wanted to do something around puzzles in video games to celebrate World Tetris Day on the 6th of June, right? I agreed. Pete's got the link to that post. Hey. So this is the post that Eric wrote for it. Unfortunately, because of apprenticeship stuff, family commitments, work, I just couldn't get a post out on time. So normally when we do these collaborations, Eric and I time our posts so they both go out at the same time, and then we can sort of mention each other. But unfortunately, it just didn't fit in for this time. But so I kind of come up with the idea to maybe try something different, and rather than do a blog post, well, let's chat about it. Let's have a conversation, because I love talking about adventure games. So I'm in my element, right? Like, I get to talk about video games for an hour and point and clicks. It's all good. So whereas like the collaborations we've done in the past, obviously we've both done on the blog, and the subjects themselves have been very similar, if not the same. So for example, for Zombie Awareness Month, we both wrote about zombie video games. This one is slightly different. So obviously, like, Eric's done it on the blog, and I'm doing it on stream. But the other difference is that Eric went for, like, he's in that post, that link above, he's gone for like series that you don't normally associate with puzzle games, where they've kind of hopped to the puzzle genre, if that makes sense. So the one that I kind of remember when I read his post, the one that stood out for me was Yoshi's Island? I think that's the name of it. It might have a different name in several countries, but obviously you normally associate Yoshi with like platformers, right? Super Mario. But there's this game where you're kind of matching symbols. It's not Tetris, but it's like not Tetris isn't the right word. What's the other one where you match things?
Snap.
No, but okay, that. Yeah, that's the one that stood out for me. Oh, let me check the post. I've probably got the name wrong, but oh, that's it. Yeah, Yoshi's Cookie. That's it. Thank you. Not Yoshi's Island. But I think it had a different name here, because I remember playing it on my Game Boy as a kid. So yeah, like Eric has gone for, like I said, series which you don't normally associate with puzzle genre, but made the hop over to it. Whereas I am going to be talking about my favourite puzzle games in video games. Not just talking about adventures and point and clicks. There's a few random games thrown into my list. So this isn't specific to the adventure genre. But if anyone would like to join in, what we're going to do is run down from 10 to 1, plus with an honourable mention. So there'll be 11 games in total. So yeah, like as we kind of go through the numbers, if you've got one that you want to throw out, like what would your list be, please do feel free to join in. And finally, make sure you go and follow Eric over on Twitch at Mr. Eric Adam, at that link that Pete sent through. I don't think Eric is very active on Twitch, but you know, like community, friendship, go follow Eric, right? He is tagged in the channel of the stream title as well, so you should just be able to click and then get his details. There you go. I think that I did all right there, didn't I? That was a good intro.
Yeah, it was all
This
right.
is the first time we've done one of these streams, so I'm a little bit nervous. Right, so before we get started on the list, I'm going to press that button there, which just puts our spoilers tag on. So obviously we are going to be talking about 11 video games, and we are going to be talking about specific puzzles. So there will be spoilers. We're going to be talking about the solutions. So nobody goes
on about spoilers, because we told you there's going to be spoilers.
There's going to be spoilers, okay?
Don't come at us with the spoiler shiz.
So, but what I'm going to do is, as we talk about a game, I'm going to put a video on of the game over there, of the puzzle I'm talking about. So there'll be something that comes up in chat. It will kind of say 10th place, this game. So if you see that pop up and you're like, no, I haven't played this game yet, I don't want to know about it, bail, come back, and then when you see there's going to be spoilers, but that's a spoiler. Can we class that as a pun?
I guess.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh.
Thank you. There we go. Yeah, so there'll be, like, the numbers will be in chat. So if you see a game that you don't want to know about, you'll know when we finish talking about that game if you keep an eye on chat. Right, makes sense. So yeah, as Pete said, just to reiterate, there will be spoilers. Big spoilers, okay? Like not for the game overall, not for necessarily the story, although there is one where there is a massive spoiler for the story. It's about specific puzzle solutions, okay? Oh my god, what were we oh my godding?
Oh, frivolous use of spoilers.
I'm just pleased that the spoiler tags work because we've never used that button before. So I'm like, yay, another button that works. But maybe I should make that bigger though.
I would make it bigger, if I'm honest.
Yeah, we'll make that bigger.
And flash in red or something, because, you know.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'll make it more obvious. Oh my god, the spoilers, isn't it? Yeah, there's going to be spoilers. I will say that a lot of the games are older games. So it's highly likely that either you have played them or
you're
not going to play them, right? I think there's a couple that are more recent, but most of them are at least several years old. So it should be okay. But that's your warning, people. You have been warned. Okay? Right. So, should we get started then?
Yes.
This is where we should do a drum roll. I haven't got a drum roll button. I'll get a drum roll button.
Sure I've got a drum roll.
Oh, Pete's looking for a drum roll button. No, we don't have one. Alright. Add it to the list.
I've got a record scratch.
No, why would you want a record scratch?
Ah, got one of them.
Hang on. There we go. Let's have a cheer. Let's have a cheer for Eric, because it was thanks to Eric that this is happening. Mental drum roll.
Mental drum rolls, yeah.
Right, so I need to reposition the buttons in a better place. So
I was just wondering whether it has a thing on the back of it,
might
and we
just
could
check
have it
that
on a
out.
little stand that you could swing about or something.
So
don't
just so
know.
everyone's aware, we've got chat here. So hit chat. My notes are down here. So if I'm looking away, I'm purely looking at my notes. See, I was prepared. I have done notes.
No, it's really weird that it doesn't have that.
Okay,
You
we'll
think
figure it
that's
out.
something they
It's
should
fine.
have.
Right, we're ready for this. We've got 11 games to get through. So we're going to do 10 down to 1, and just before 1, there'll be an honourable mention. And this is something that Eric does. So he does his top 10 with a mention. So that's the format we are taking.
Okay.
Right, you ready?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I need graph paper.
If you want. You can plot the enthusiasm as we go along. Because, yeah, we've never done a stream like this. Oh, my God, I'm going to punch you. We've never done a stream like this, so we're not quite sure how this is going to work. Pete, seriously, a little bit of support.
I'm playing. You know I'm playing. Jeez.
Bloody hell. Get those divorce papers before 10 years.
Harsh. I've got highlighters.
Have you noticed that your green... Look at your green one.
The green ones have vanished. It's weird. So if you... Oh, right, of course, yeah. There's a couple of them that have changed, isn't it? The yellow one's not very good either.
So if anyone's wondering why Peter's got highlighters, it was because while playing Frankenstein last night, we realised that having graph paper and highlighters would have been very useful.
Well, I don't think anybody said the highlighters. That's kind of was a me thing, wasn't it?
Because you wanted highlighters.
Yeah, I did. So if I hold this up, it should vanish. Oh, it's pink.
It's not, it's green.
Oh,
magic.
Pink. Oh,
magic.
Pink.
Magic.
Oh. Sorry.
Done?
Sorry.
Can we get started?
Yeah.
We can get started. Right. Okay. So, in 10th place.
In 10th place.
Yeah. This is our 10th place. This is the Moustache Puzzle from The Dame Was Loaded, which is an FMV game from some point in the 90s. I can't remember the exact year. So how we discovered this game was a choice by Dark Shocks for our Love Letters to Adventures collaboration for the letter D in May. So yeah, this was a game that we played fairly recently for the first time. So you might be thinking, why would a game that you've only recently played end up on your favourite puzzles list, right? So to give everyone the context of what you're seeing over there, at one point, you as a detective, Scott Anger, because that's like a very cool detective name, you need a disguise to get yourself into the Blue Angel Club, right? Because they won't let you in because they know who you are. So what do? What does the detective do when they need a disguise? They get themselves a moustache.
Of course they do.
All right, because obviously if you've got a moustache on,
You
no
look
one
totally
knows it's you
different.
anymore, right? So in this game, how do you make the moustache? Can you remember?
Barber's shop.
Yeah, you go to the barber shop while he's off taking a call.
Bets, wasn't it?
Yeah, while he's off taking his bets, you steal some hair clippings off the floor. Then you decide to go and visit your ex-girlfriend, who's the newspaper editor, at her office. And while she's not at her desk, you steal her glue.
Clag.
So yeah, you use glue and hair clippings to make a moustache.
Et voila.
Itchy. So why is this on my list? Just because it's so dumb. Like, it's so, like, it's so incredibly stupid. Like, if you needed a disguise, would you really go and do that? And, like, I don't know, there is something slightly gross about wearing someone else's hair that you've picked up off the floor on your face. See, look, we did say no mode was a spy. Look, he's got a tash, he knows. Yeah, it's just so stupid, but it's really fitting for not only a detective game, but this detective game, because there's a lot of it that's very tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
It's quite humorous, so it's very in keeping. But I put it at the bottom because, like I said, it's a fairly new one for me, and I don't think a lot of people actually know of the game, although it doesn't seem like a very popular game. Obviously, we only discovered it because of the Love Letters to Adventures collaboration. But the main reason why I chose it was because it reminded me of another puzzle. Right. I did try and do a bit of research to find out if one influenced the other. It doesn't seem that way, so it is just a coincidence, which is even more interesting. But yeah, that's why I chose it. So 10th place, the moustache puzzle from The Dame Was Loaded. I feel like we should have like a sound effect at the end of each one. Shall I see what have we got?
I've got applause. I've got trombone. I've got...
Oh, you choose one. Go on. What do you want?
chimes.
Yeah, go on. We'll have chimes.
Oh, no, wait, I've got air horn there.
Oh, air horn.
Air horn.
Go on then. Alright, that's what we'll do.
I'm assuming the air horn came through on things.
Pink and scream. Oh my god, I'm stuck with Kim talking about point and clicks for an hour. Oh my god. Right, so yeah, that was 10th place. So 9th place. We have the cat hair moustache puzzle from Gabriel Knight 3, Blood of the Sacred, Blood of the Damned. And this is just interesting information. This has nothing to do with the puzzle itself. But what's really interesting is that in the first and the third Gabriel Knight games, Gabriel Knight, who you can see over there, is voiced by Tim Curry.
Yes.
And
it
obviously,
wasn't in the second one.
No, because the second one is FMV, and the actor isn't Tim Curry, it's Dean someone. I can't remember his second name.
Right, okay.
So that's the reason why. For the third game, they went back to graphics rather than full motion video. So yeah, Tim Curry came back, and obviously last night's game, we were playing a game with Tim Curry in it.
Were.
So, you know, a little bit of trivia for you there. So this was why I kept saying last night that I was very sad that Tim Curry in Frankenstein, he wasn't doing the Gabriel Knight voice, because that's all I can hear in my head now whenever I say Tim Curry. But not a reason to be disappointed with Frankenstein. That was amazing. But anyway, so yeah, Gabriel Knight is one of my favourite video game characters. Not only because obviously he's voiced by Tim Curry, but because he's just like, he's a lovable sleazebag. Like, he's just so, like, such a perv. But you can't help, like, loving him. Like,
so, hang on. Who's the guy that I like? That you
Nathan Drake.
Yeah, right. So he's a lovable sleazebag, and it's not okay, but it's all right.
Nathan Drake is not a sleazebag. He's just a douche.
It's not a douche.
He's a douchebag. He's an idiot.
He's not a douche.
He is.
He's
yeah,
not. No, he's not. He's a
right,
lovable.
So there you go. This we're gonna do another one of these streams where Pete explains his top 10 reasons for loving Nathan Drake.
Anyway.
God, Nomad, I can't believe you just said that.
He's all right, Nathan
he's
Drake.
Not.
He's all right. He's never done anyone any harm. And he's all right.
I'm going to, in respect of Eric, I am not going to swear. But Nathan Drake is a beep. Right? So yeah, like, Gabriel Knight is just... His character does evolve through the games. But at the start, he's just like every woman, just like, hey, if I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? Like that kind of sleaze. And yet I know I shouldn't, like, it's wrong, right? We all know now that behaviour is not appropriate, and
that's the moustache he's wearing.
Yeah.
It's the wrong colour.
There are video game characters in the past which are not appropriate for now, but Gabriel Knight is nostalgic for me. So I'm not kind of condoning the behaviour, but just trying to explain kind of where I'm coming up from this. So with regards to this puzzle, the cat hair moustache puzzle, so to explain it, you need to steal a rented motorbike, right? You want a motorcycle, you need to steal it. So how do you do this? Well, you need... I feel like you can like a character even if you don't condone... Yeah, exactly, yeah. I get... Like, it would be interesting to see, like, a Gabriel Knight 4 made now. To see a character in the modern day. Like, if they would adapt that. If that makes sense. Like, would Gabriel Knight of today behave more appropriately?
No.
You don't think so?
No, because he wouldn't be Gabriel Knight otherwise, would he?
Well, that's a good point, yeah.
Wouldn't be the same character. Although he'd be a lot older now, so maybe he'd be a little bit calmer.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Yeah.
There you go. So to get this motorcycle, you need to impersonate your good friend Detective Mosley. So again, how do you do that? You need a disguise, which includes a moustache, because every single disguise in a video game must have a moustache. Them's the rules. All right?
Them's the rules.
So how do you get the moustache? I've got notes because this is so long-winded, right? So first off, you can kind of see this going on the screen opposite. You attach masking tape to a hole in the bottom of a shed, which I think the video is going to come up on very soon. You attach masking tape to a hole. Then you use a water bottle to spray a nearby cat so it runs through the hole. Can you see where this is going?
Yeah, okay, but that's a bit...
Then you take the tape, which now has cat hair on it,
and stick it on your boat race.
No, it gets worse. You use a packet of maple syrup to attach it to your face.
I don't think I've ever seen you play this game. I've seen the other two. I've seen the one with the werewolves, and I've seen the first one, but I don't think I've ever seen this one. I don't recognise the graphics or anything.
No. It's a really convoluted, moon logic-y puzzle. And you want to know what makes it even worse? You want to know the worst thing about this? Hi, Nauseum. How you doing? The worst thing about this puzzle is that Detective Mosley doesn't even have a moustache.
What?
Yeah. So you're making a disguise which includes a moustache to impersonate someone who doesn't have a moustache. Right? So to get around this, you steal his passport, find a marker, and draw a moustache on the passport.
What?
And then you use that as ID to get the motorcycle. You ran a 10k on Thursday. It was so humid here. It looked like, oh no. It's been pretty humid here too. Running has been tough recently. Yeah, this is like, I'm talking about a load of games that Pete doesn't really know about. So this is probably not the best Pete stream, unfortunately. But yeah, even Pete was amazed by the cat hair puzzle just then, right?
That doesn't make any sense.
So why is this on my list? The game being shown is Gabriel Knight 3. And we're talking about the cat hair moustache puzzle. Which, if you've played the Gabriel Knight games, you will know. So like this is on my top 10 in 9th place because it's just such a ridiculous setup and solution, even more so than the moustache in The Dame Was Loaded. Like, if you needed a disguise, why would you think, I know, I'll get some cat hair and stick it to my face with some maple syrup and then draw a moustache on the ID. Like, and a cat hair doesn't even look like a moustache. Like, come on.
No, that's not good. That's all fucked up. That is.
So, according to the Wikipedia page, this puzzle actually made it into the game due to budget concerns. So they have to remove another puzzle because of budget, and they replaced it with this one. And from what I read on the Wikipedia page, the designers weren't very happy with it. But it's kind of gone down in history because it's generally regarded now as one of the worst puzzles in adventure games.
Yeah, that's terrible. That is terrible.
No, we haven't Nauseam. We've got...
Oh, is this a laser eye as
well? So Darkshock's very kindly sent us like the Lorelei notebook, like the specific notebook for the game. So at some point we're hoping to stream it with the notebook that Darkshock's sent to us. Soon. Not yet.
It is on
soon.
The agenda to play.
Yeah. So when Darkshock's was streaming it, we were like, no, can't watch this. Don't want to know. So yeah, soon, hopefully. He and I are on the same page. That I don't know if that is a pun, but it is a pun. Let's have a pun. Because page, notebook.
Yeah, oh, you're right. Yeah, okay.
There is logic there. There's more logic in that pun than there is in the cat hair moustache puzzle. All right, so that's number 9 on my list. Because, it's just ridiculous. Right, so we're moving on to 8th place now. Pete, you're not doing very good on...
Oh, air horn. Sorry. Which one was air horn? That one.
Yeah, I guess it does look a bit like Freddie Mac.
I don't actually know if that's coming through because I can't see anything now.
Oh, well. Sorry.
Where are our microphones? Oh, they just scrolled down.
Yeah, because I'm opening.
Good. Yeah. Sorry.
Right. Oh, apparently, there you go. It is coming through. Right, so in 8th place, my choice for 8th place is a newer game that you might not have heard of. So this is a recent one called Lost in Play. Oh, yeah, important stuff, Nauseam. Yeah, let us know how it goes.
I hope the bread goes well.
Oh, jealous. God, I hope you have a lovely evening and lovely bread. Alright, Promo knows this one but hasn't played it yet. Yeah, this is a really lovely game. And as you can see from the video, the graphics are really nice. I'm just going to try see if this works. I didn't send this link to Pete. Oh, it's 1 p.m. there. Oh, perfect time. Okay, so I obviously played this back in May last year. And there's a full review there if anyone is interested. But the puzzle that I've chosen from this game is what I'm calling the IKEA puzzle.
It's not
Brain
IKEA.
Is braining. Oh, okay. Yeah, give us some recommendations, Nauseam. Your brain is braining.
Well played too.
Decrypt. No, but really like sci-fi stories,
Yeah.
don't we? So we'll add it to the list. Yeah, Heather's gonna do like an in real life stream. The Ball. I don't know either of them.
No,
You?
no.
All right,
no.
we'll look them up.
We'll
Thank
look them
you.
up.
Make a. You got notepad there. You can make a note.
Longer and the Ball. No, the Ball and Decrypt.
Decrypt and the Ball.
No worries.
There you go. Oh, thanks for the tips. We'll check it out. Because let's face it, if Nauseum or Dart Shocks play them,
Yeah.
it's like a really good chance that we're going to enjoy them.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nauseum.
We will check that shit out.
Right, so what we're talking about, Lost in Play. Yeah, so the setup for this puzzle.
Just going to go and get a drink. Is that okay?
Okay,
Do
yeah,
you want
yeah.
a drink or anything? Tea or anything?
No, I've got water there, thank you. Oh, the Ball is terrible. Forget you recommended it. Yeah, but now we have to play it just to see how bad it is. Alright, Pete will be back in a second. It's kind of the game where I was mad at the entire time and loved it. Alright, now I'm intrigued. Because there's not many games where you can spend the entire time hating it and then be actually like, yeah, that was pretty good. What's in the Ball? Okay, alright. It involves a ball. Spoilers. General storyline, or is there no storyline and it's just features a ball? Well, to be fair, the kids putting it together look about like 13 and like 8 or something. So maybe they're just too young to swear. I hope. It's set in an archaeological dig site with a ball. Alright, okay. Interesting. That's all about your set. Okay, alright. It's intriguing. You're pretty sure that 13-year-olds know more swears than you. Yeah, let's just go with these are two nice children that don't know any swears. How about that? Because to be fair, they do look pretty innocent when you see them in the game. I don't think I've got a shot of them in this video. But yeah, like we'll go with that. It's just sweet and innocent. So they're a brother and sister called Gal and Toto, and like basically the game starts off where they're going on an adventure, but it's kind of set in their heads almost. This is like make believe, and for one reason or another they need to make it back home before the moon in their adventure world appears. Oh, there you go. Bringing cosplayers together. So on their journey, a kind couple offer to build Gal and Toto a flying machine if they can find the parts. So after convincing a whole host of kind of crazy, colourful, wacky creatures to hand these parts over to them, they head to a workbench. And this is where they find a flat pack manual, which really does look like it's from IKEA. Like, it's perfect. Yeah. So they grab screwdriver, wooden dowels, and they put the whole thing together. So this is the puzzle you're trying to solve. You're trying to look through that flat pack manual and put this machine together to get Gal and Toto home. So this is on my list in 8th place because I just really like this puzzle concept. Like, it's just like when you sit back and think about it, it's just such an obvious design for a puzzle. So I'm really surprised that it hasn't been done previously. And as Heather said, there are a lot of people out there that are putting flat pack furniture together, and I know that people like Phil love putting it together. So, like, why not create puzzles around it? So, hang on, Pete's rejoining us. There we go. So this was kind of like, it reminds me of games like Unpacking and Assemble with Care. Like, it just feels like there's space for an entire game based on this concept. So, like, maybe there is one out there that I haven't heard of, but it feels like we should have a flat pack simulator game. Like, I can't see Pete playing it because there's not enough explosions, but like, I can see a lot of people being into that. So as I mentioned before, like, Lost in Play is a really lovely game. It's just like, really, like, there's so much in it that brings a smile to your face. Like, just the way, like, the kids see the world and the characters they create in their heads, and how they kind of take the people and the things they know in real life and kind of twist them in a way in their imagination. So yeah, it's a really, like, nice upbeat story. Pete, you didn't watch me play this because I figured that you would not be interested.
No, I don't recall anything about this.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this, and like, what is really nice is that there's no dialogue in the game whatsoever. The entire story is told through what you see on screen and kind of sound effects. So, but it just adds to it. It's almost like Gao and Toto have like this language, like their language. So you can't understand it, but you can kind of interpret what is happening and what they're talking about. But that's like really cool because it's like this brother-sister relationship.
Okay.
Like, you know, like, they're really tight. So yeah, I really enjoyed this game, which is why I reviewed it. And yeah, the IKEA puzzle stood out for me. So yeah, hope it goes all right. Let us know how the bread goes. We need pictures.
Yep. Take it easy, man.
Have a good one. No man says, I remember putting a flat pack bookshelf thing together years ago with my dad when we finished the whole thing folded up and collapsed.
Well, it can happen.
Oh, sorry, Nomad. All right, so that was 8th place. And now we're going on to something a little bit different. All the games we've covered so far have been adventures, point and clicks. This one, slightly different, but I wanted to throw it in there. So, 7th place. This is the swimming part in Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Do you know of this?
Yes, you've mentioned the brothers, I think, before.
Okay.
Yes.
Massive spoilers, okay? Just to reiterate, I know we kind of gave the warning at the start of the stream. Massive spoilers for this one. So if you haven't played Brothers and intend to do so, please leave for a little while and watch chat for when we're ready to talk about 6th place. Promo is ready for spoilers. Like, if you have played Brothers, you will know exactly what I'm going to talk about now. Does it turn out they're not brothers? No, they are brothers. Sorry. They're definitely brothers.
Does Dumbledore die?
No, but someone does.
Oh.
Right? So, the story begins when two brothers, their father isn't very well, so they set out on a quest for water from the Tree of Life to save their dad. Right? So already, like, it starts out, this is a really emotional game, okay? Won't kind of go into too much detail, but yeah, there are going to be spoilers. Something happens along the way to the older brother, and he doesn't make it. So the younger brother is left on his own to finish the quest. Okay? So as if this wasn't kind of emotional enough, there's this section where the younger brother has to swim across a river. Previously in the game, the younger brother has been scared of water, right?
Okay.
So if you haven't played Brothers, it's like this really cool mechanic where you control one brother with each thumbstick on a controller.
Right,
so you have to kind of work them in tandem to get them to do what you want them to do.
Right.
Like, and it's a bit tricky at first, but then once you get into it, it kind of they do some really cool things with the controls. So when it comes to swimming, you kind of have to get, if I remember correctly, the younger brother to kind of hold on to the older brother and do the swimming motion with the older brother. So you're kind of carrying the younger brother.
Sup, Phil?
Yeah. We'll go into that in a second. I feel. So when you get to this part where the younger brother is on his own, you kind of like, right, the younger brother's not swimming. I'm trying to move him, but his thumbstick is not moving. He won't swim. He's too scared. But then you realise that you carry on using the controls as if the older brother is still there.
Right.
So the reason why I love this is just because it's just an absolutely beautiful use of that controller mechanic. Like, it not only is the game being displayed on the screen, yeah, it is a crying game, definitely. I did cry at this, yeah. But the story's been told on the screen, but it's also being told through the controls.
Right.
It's kind of like the older brother's gone, but his memory is still there with the younger brother, like giving him strength to carry on. Oh, come on, Pete, seriously. Is that not clever?
No, it's clever.
Like, is that not
no,
just
it's clever.
like,
Yes, clever.
Just such a good way of telling the story through both, like, what you can see and like what you're actually doing. So I just think this is just an amazing use, showing the connection between two brothers even after death. So yeah, this had to go in there. It's not a traditional puzzle, I guess, in a sense of some of the other puzzles in my list. But yeah, it's just, how could this not? This is just a beautiful, beautiful game and puzzle. So as Phil says, yeah, there's a remake, right? And wasn't the remake out this year?
I think it was.
The game is like 10 years old. Does not read a remake. Like, come on. Like, this is a subject for a whole nother talking stream. You're right, Dark Shocks. How you doing?
Sup, Dark Shocks.
No, to be fair, we were really early. Like, we were like, yeah, let's just start early. We got home after lunch with the fam and was like, let's just start. So yeah, we have graph paper. Yeah, we got graph paper and highlighters. Yeah, so remake Brothers, like, why? Like, the original was good enough. Like, it didn't need to be remade. As I said, this is a subject for another talking stream, I think, because I feel quite strongly about remakes. Like, I have opinions. But yeah, I kind of, yeah, there's a remake for Brothers. Yeah. I must admit, I've not played the remake. I've only played the original. But it does feel like it's too soon. Like, you don't need to remake a game after 10 years when it's still available. Like, but maybe we'll touch on that one day. Maybe we'll do that. There's another
Are we going to the next one? I forgot to do air horn on the
go on in,
last
if you want to do the air horn. Go on in.
Air horn.
Pink is doing sound effects to kind of symbolise when we're moving on to the next game. Right, so in 6th place, we've got the rubber duck from The Longest Journey. I've obviously tried to stream The Longest Journey several times, so no, it's not, Phil. But Pete decided that he wanted to use.
We didn't
that
have a more apt thing, so
yeah,
we've gone for that.
Yeah,
that was the only reason.
Yeah. Okay, so on the subject of remakes, Nomad thinks it depends on the game and how it's aged. The original Resident Evil was remade 6 years. Was it really?
Way.
Seriously? Now there's some trivia for you. I told you that Nomad always turns up with an interesting fact. I can't believe that. I might have to do some research on the games that have been remade in the shortest amount of time. I'm only take offence to the Do the Monkey puzzle. Yeah, the Do the Monkey puzzle does not feature in my list. Just this one, the rubber duck. Yeah, it is a duck, right? We all know that I have a thing about plastic ducks. I know, Phil. They damn well should. I'm going to start a Kickstarter. Wow. Okay, there you go. That is the interesting fact for today. The original Resident Evil.
But the only thing I would say about that
was remade in 2002.
is back then. The consoles were very game specific, weren't they?
Yeah.
So I can see how they'd go, we want this popular game to be on a newer console.
Right.
we can't just flop it over.
Flop it over.
So we've got to do, and while
Technical
we're doing
term,
that,
flop it over.
we're gonna improve it because now we can do more stuff. That does make more sense.
We're gonna do stuff and make some money from it.
No, but that makes sense. I see that. Yeah.
I feel that like if this whole talking stream works, I feel that we should probably touch on the remake subject. I think this could be a good one. It would be interesting to see what everyone's opinions are. All right, I'll add that. Chalk that up to the list. Yeah, see that people have opinions.
Yeah. No, so I get that. I get that. I can see how that's the thing.
I guess they just never remake the game that you want them to remake. That's the problem.
But then right, we're not talking about this now, are we? So carry on.
All right, we will come back to this. We will come back to the subject of remakes. So yeah, Rubber Duck Puzzle in The Longest Journey. This is another convoluted one. Oh, forgive my language, but bollocks, Mr. Wappagy. If you have plenty of opinions, we know this. Yeah, so like the cat hair moustache puzzle in 9th place, this is another convoluted one. So I've got my notes to kind of explain what you are doing with this random blue rubber duck. Right,
Wasn't it like a rubber ring duck rather than a...
It was a rubber ring duck. So April goes down to the subway station to catch, like, it's not a train, is it? Do you catch the subway? Like,
yeah, I guess.
America. Well, she's going to catch a train, right? And while she's down there, she spots a key that is wedged on the track. Now, she can't get hold of it because the track is obviously electrified and she doesn't want to get electrocuted. So how is she going to get this key? How?
Well, if it was me, I'd come up with some long-winded, bizarre way of using a plasticky, rubbery thing to
what
insulate myself against the thing.
What a coincidence. April decides that she's going to go back to her apartment, dig out a gold ring that her dad gave her when she was 16. And then she's going to use this to loosen a clamp on a water pressure system that is outside the apartment block where she lives. Which then allows her to take the clamp. Then she's going to go back up to her room, use breadcrumbs to put them on the rubber ring duck, which causes a seagull to fly down to the duck and peck it so it deflates. It then floats away because it's in like a canal. While she's there, she grabs a clothesline as well because why not? Then she goes back to the station, combines the deflated duck, the clamp and the clothesline to come up with this really weird contraption that it's slightly off screen, unfortunately, that way, slightly off screen. But this weird contraption to reinflate the duck and then it grabs the key. Nicely done, Phil.
I think magnets would have been easier. I think Dark was on the same there.
I don't know whether is that like more convoluted than the cat hair moustache puzzle.
Yeah, it's
you think that one's worse? Yeah. So yeah, like for such a convoluted puzzle, why have I included this in 6th place on my list? Well, I think everyone knows like The Longest Journey is one of my favourite adventure games. Like I absolutely adore the story in this game, and I love the progression of April's character. Like that's a whole nother subject in itself. I can talk about that for a long time. Like spoilers, but April goes into it. It has a crow.
It does have a crow.
Yeah, this is what inspired Dark Shot's cat's name.
Young Crow.
Like April goes into the game feeling that like she's told she's the saviour, she's going to save the world, and at the end of it, it turns out not to be true. It's not her. So like how do you recover from something like that? How do you recover? Like there must be relief from feeling that the weight of the world is not on your shoulders, but then also, but I was told I was special and now I'm a nobody. Like, and then when you go into the second game, you can see how much it affects her. Like she becomes this different person. I just think it's such an interesting character development. So yeah, like bias. This puzzle is partly on my list because The Longest Journey is one of my favourite games. But the other reason is that, well, like Darkshock suggested magnets, right? Anyone else, if they wanted the key, would have found a way to turn the electricity off.
Yeah.
Like, what's the most obvious solution? It's electrified, turn the electricity off. Nobody would ever put that much effort to pick something up in real life. Exactly. You just say screw it and get on with it. Yeah, exactly, right? So it makes me laugh when I play The Longest Journey, because it's just like, this is just so ridiculous. Why am I doing this? Why is a blue rubber ring duck even in the canal outside my apartment anyway? Like, how did it get there? But it's kind of gained cult status. Like, the duck is now like an iconic among The Longest Journey fans. It's like a thing. So yeah, that is why it is on my list. The journey wouldn't be as long without the convoluted puzzle solving. Yes. Let's have a little fun. Yeah, I know that this one and the cat hair moustache are probably a little bit controversial because people are going to go, these puzzles are terrible, but they're my favourite part. They don't. This isn't like the best puzzles in video games. This is my favourite puzzles in video games. So I have different reasons, right?
Yeah.
So that's the reason why that was 6th place, the rubber duck puzzle from The Longest Journey.
Ew.
Oh my god.
No, I don't want to do it. And then there we go.
Right. Dark Shots is going to like this one. Because we've got 5th place next. And I think Dark Shots is going to approve. In 5th place, we have the cake puzzle from The 7th Guest. So I wish we kind of had like the 7th Guest music, because the music from Frankenstein last night reminded me of the music from The 7th Guest. So cake, I know, right? Cake. What type of cake? I don't know. Like, it's green and grey, so
Odd cake.
weird cake. Every game should start with a cake. Exactly. Why have we not got cake now? We don't have any. Oh, we do have cake.
We do have cake.
I made, anyone who's interested, I made a coconut, almond and cherry slice thing earlier. Maybe it could be a key lime pie. Princess cake, Swedish green cake. Is that like a thing? Is that like a real cake? I've never heard of this. I should do some research. All right. So yeah, cake. But for anyone who hasn't played The 7th Guest, just to kind of give you an overview, this is more of a puzzle game than an adventure game. So you're in this haunted mansion. It's a bit more complicated than that, but you're in a haunted mansion and each room contains a puzzle. And as you solve these puzzles, you see FMV sequences which reveal more of the story. Okay? So the cake puzzle is in the dining room. So like, this is kind of one puzzle that I've picked from The 7th Guest. Yeah, and you keep asking yourself, which way should I go now? So this cake puzzle in the dining room, the aim is to divide the cake into equal portions. So they each contain 2 graves, 2 skulls, and 1 blank. Right? So you've got 5 bits that you need to fit together. So you kind of got to divide the cake up. So there's equal portions. So why have I picked this random puzzle from The 7th Guest? Like, there are so many puzzles in The 7th Guest. Why would I pick this? I'm not going to pick any of the chess ones or the maze one. Darkshock knows the words off by heart. So to be honest, there's nothing particularly special about this puzzle when you compare it to the others in The 7th Guest. But it's just the one, like I played The 7th Guest when it came out. I bought it as a kid, shortly after it came out. And this was the one that I just remember, like, I enjoyed playing the most. Like, it suited the way my brain worked. Like, it just felt very kind of natural, and it was logical. And it's like, yeah, I can get this. And I'm not saying I got it first time, but it just felt, you know, like kind of when you come across those puzzles and you're like, yeah, this is going to challenge me, but this is achievable. I can do this.
Yeah.
And as a kid, that was a good feeling. And now whenever I think of the seventh guest, like I think of the cake. Like this is the seventh guest for me. It is this puzzle.
Okay.
So out of curiosity, Dart Shocks, what is your puzzle from the seventh guest? If you had to pick one puzzle, what would you choose? And anyone else, like if you've played the seventh guest, like what would you pick? And yeah, princess cake is a real cake.
Okay.
So, all right, I'll have to go and now get a recipe for princess cake. All right, Dart Shocks is thinking. And like, I did find, like, while I was doing research for this stream, someone online has tried to make this cake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there is a recipe floating on a blog somewhere. I should have grabbed the link so we could have shared it. But they did a pretty good job. Staff's face. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, the tiles. Flipping the tiles.
Yeah, is that the red green thing? Yeah. There's a
But as we've recently discovered, Dart Shocks likes a tile puzzle. If it's sliding off
wasn't this the
thing.
one that you, if it went a certain way, you couldn't finish it? It was unsolvable.
There's a couple like that, isn't there? Because there's the other one where you're trying to do the picture of the mansion.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I remember us playing it, and Dart Shocks was giving us tips. Oh, it's always solvable.
Oh, it's the ones
But I remember Dart Shocks guiding you on which ones to flip.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like for Game Blast. Yeah, it was. We did play it for Game Blast. I think Dart Shocks was there and was helping us. Yeah, that's it. The one in the house picture.
House picture.
Yeah. So maybe we need to do like Halloween streams like this year and get the seventh guest back.
We'll see.
Do some puzzles. We did watch. We've obviously played the 11th hour thanks to a very kind gift of the game from Dart Shocks after playing the 7th guest. And on Dart Shocks' recommendation, we didn't play the 13th doll, we watched the 13th doll. And, oh my God.
Yeah, it wasn't so great.
Yeah, good. Yeah, thanks for the tip there, because we could have wasted several hours of our life. And instead we wasted several hours of our life watching YouTube. But hey.
It's less involved, isn't it?
No, it just meant we could skip through the bits that we didn't want to watch.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if one day I decide to flip this and do my least favourite puzzles from video games, there would definitely be some chess puzzles from the 7th guest in there. Because I think chess puzzles are my worst type of puzzle. I just switch off as soon as I see them. Yeah,
but it helps if you play or have played.
I have played
chess
as
well, doesn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, I was taught to play chess as a kid by my dad.
Everybody was, yeah.
And now I switch off.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad.
Air horn.
Go for it. Air horn. Yeah, all good. Right, so we're now on 4th place.
4th place.
What is in 4th place? Pete's going to like this one because I did a quick rundown of the list yesterday. And can you remember what you said when this one came up?
I believe I called it
a prick. Wait. Eric, sorry, there's going to be swearing if you're watching this back. That wasn't what you said.
Oh, did I? I don't remember that.
You said, that fucking prick.
Oh, that fucking prick, yeah.
That was how Pete summed up this puzzle. So what puzzle is in 4th place? It's this one.
Oh, it takes a little while. There we go.
It's the goat puzzle from Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. So, to kind of give you the background for this puzzle. Oh, one of my favourite characters, George, and I'm being sarcastic. I really can't stand George. He takes a trip to Ireland where he needs to get into this old castle because he's following the trail of the Knights Templar. So in his castle there is an underground dig, but when he's trying to get into it, as you can see opposite, there's an angry goat who won't let him in, and this goat is particularly angry. Like, every time he tries to go near, he gets shoved. So at this point, there are no inventory items or dialogue trees which are going to help you with the solution. So the solution for this one is all about timing and placement and clicking in the right place. So what you're trying to do is the rope that is around the goat's neck, you're trying to get it tangled so it can no longer headbutt you. So this is another infamous puzzle, right? Along with the cat hair moustache puzzle and the rubber duck puzzle, this puzzle has kind of gained a bit of notoriety. So I remember first playing Broken Sword when I was around about 15 with my dad. It was one we found when we used to sort of pick up adventure games from a local market. So we started playing this together. And at the time, obviously, the goat puzzle wasn't notorious because the game was new.
Yeah.
But yeah, I managed to complete the goat puzzle really quickly, like a couple of attempts. So looking back on it now, to me, it's quite humorous that it gained that kind of fame. Like with people say, like going, like talking about how difficult it was. It was like, yeah, but I did this. So yeah, as Dark Shots point out, it's a disappointment on several levels, because if you pick up the 2009 director's cut now, thanks promo, if you pick up the director's cut now, the puzzle has actually been made simpler.
Oh, really?
So it's not the original puzzle. Yeah, apparently this is what Wikipedia says.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's another iconic one. Like, it's gone on to inspire like an awful lot of kind of Easter eggs, and it's like the goat puzzle went woke. It's kind of like an in joke between point and click fans. It's like, I don't know, like,
can I say something at this point? This wasn't the hardest puzzle in the game for me though.
Go on, what's the hardest?
I got stuck and had to phone a helpline when I was playing this.
Go on in.
And I can't remember exactly, but there's a kitchen or a workshop you're in, and you have to turn the plug off. Right?
I know what you're talking about.
Right, and it's like
Yeah.
pixel, like literally a pixel you have to find, and doing that on a PlayStation.
Oh, on a PlayStation
was difficult as F.
No,
and I used to have a friend called Tony. And
Tony.
We used to get together every Sunday and Tuesday and sometimes on a Thursday, right? And we used to just play games and eat takeaways,
Because
right?
you were wasters.
Because we were wasters. And this game got resigned to the never gonna get finished.
Oh, really?
Because we got so stuck at that point, and I just can't fight. Like, there's nothing.
You're starting
there.
to shout. You obviously feel passionate about
I do
this.
feel passionate, but in the end, I phoned up a thing. What's up, Ethan? Oh, okay.
Thanks, promo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even imagine playing Broken Sword on PlayStation. Like,
it was difficult.
Dad and I played it on PC, so I think that probably helped.
Dark Shock says hello, Ethan. Ethan says hello back.
Yeah, promo's taking Ellen's job tonight.
What's that?
I think he's coming back.
Is he coming back down? Yes,
Yeah,
the
that was a
Dark
hello
Shock said
to
hello
you.
to you.
Oh, Ethan's coming to say hello. No, you got to come right in.
There you go. He was in there for a second. There we go.
And how would you like payment, Mr. Whopperjiff? Jaffa cakes? That do ya?
So anyway, so this was a tough one, and it took me a long while to get through it. But it's not the one I had to phone up about.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, like my feelings on the Broken Sword series overall, like,
I enjoyed them.
I just have real issues with George and Nico. Like, I don't like their relationship at all. I think it's... George is a bumbling idiot. George is like Nathan Drake.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. And Nico's just like snarky and rude, and she's also lazy. Like, why? How on earth would you leave the fate of the world to George, like an idiot like that, and go, yeah, do you know what? You go sort that out, George. I'm just going to sit on my ass in my apartment. Like, you wouldn't. You'd be like, no, George, stop. I'll go fix this.
George is all right.
Yeah, I just the blog post that I wrote about it is a little bit exaggerated for effect, like, but it's just like some of the stuff they do to each other. Like, seriously, like, you're in love, you just started your relationship, then one of you is going to fuck off to America and not tell the other partner.
Yeah, it wouldn't
Like, even if it was
best.
a family emergency and you had to rush off, like, on your way, you'd surely drop a quick text going, I'm really sorry, love. Like,
Something's happened.
something's come up. Here's where you can contact me. Like, I don't know. Like,
I enjoyed the game, though.
to be fair, we have played all of them together now, haven't we? Like,
Some of them are not as good as others.
and one of them kept crashing. I can't remember what. No, yeah, sounds like a thing Kate Walker's friends do at home. Exactly. Maybe Kate Walker should meet up with George and Nico, and they can all discuss their wonderful relationships. But yeah, one of the Broken Sword games we couldn't get to work, could we? I can't remember what number it was.
Was it 5?
No, because isn't 5 the latest one?
Yeah, 5's the latest one.
So it must be the one before that then.
Yeah, maybe.
I think.
I thought we got it working in the end, though.
No, there was one that we were just like, we can't play this. It was really bad. Like, it just would.
Maybe we
Something
watched
kept
the video
happening. Yeah, something kept happening, and we were just like, this is unplayable. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I do vaguely remember that.
But yeah, like, would I play another one if they released a new game in the series? Yeah, probably. Like, to be fair, but I'd still sit there complaining about George and Nico all the way through.
Yeah. But still, you'd have to play it, right?
It is one of those series.
Isn't
like,
there another one in the works?
I don't know. Does anyone know
I
this?
could be totally tripping
Anyone
on that.
heard any news?
I thought there was, but
What, more than the Serpent's Curse? You mean
Yeah.
like another one?
and when we both heard about it, we were like, "Oh my god, really?"
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, research. Come on.
I can't. Oh, okay. But I might be wrong.
We need to find this out. We need to know. Is there a new Broken Sword?
Q3 2024.
No, there's a remake
Remake.
coming. There's a remake of Shadow of the Templars coming. So
Remake.
obviously we've
that's
got
what
the
it is.
original game where the goat puzzle was really difficult. We've got the 2009 director's cut where it was made simpler.
Yeah.
And now we're getting another remake.
Right, during the Xbox game, 23rd of August 23, the sixth Broken Sword game was announced with a new title, Broken Sword.
Oh, a new. So there's going to be a
is new
remake
one.
and there's a new Broken Sword coming.
But it has been delayed at the moment,
Okay,
as of
so
6th of May 2024.
Yeah,
So
to
yeah,
be
I thought there was a new
fair-
one coming.
we probably would play it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be bothered about playing a remake of
And-
the first one.
But I think part of the reason why we would play it is because, like, we've seen, like, over the years a lot of presentations, like at various expos by Charles Cecil, Revolution Software, and he just seems like a really nice guy. So I think sometimes, like, you meet developers, and even if their game isn't exactly to your taste, you're still willing to give it a chance because you're like, no, do you know what? They're a really nice guy. I'm going to support them. Or girl.
Yeah.
Or girl. Is anyone going to repair this sword? Save a lot of
I
hassle.
don't think. I think that the sword is proper foobar at this point.
There we go. To be honest, I can't even remember what the sword is in Broken. Is it the sword of Baphomet?
I don't remember.
But it is kind of funny how they kept the Broken Sword name like all the way through, even though the sword was
It's
only in the
got
first
nothing to
game.
do with any of the others. Yeah.
But they do all involve like ancient relics, which I
Yeah.
guess does then kind of lend itself.
And you know, once you've got what's that? Almost like a logo or a tagline, you stick with it, right? It's, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, air horn.
Yeah, go on, air horn. There we go. That was fourth place. Fourth place, great puzzle. Like Resident Evil is far out of the Resident setting by now. Yeah, that's true. There must be other games that are like this. That, like, they've kind of gone so far removed from the original concept, but they've still retained, like, the original name. I mean, like, even Monkey Island did that to an extent, right?
I mean, a lot of them do, right? Once they have it.
You've got to evolve.
Well, yeah, you've got to move on, and you can't keep doing the same thing. Well, unless you're Nintendo. He shoots, he scores.
Now that definitely is another subject for one of these streams.
Yeah, but you have to move on, don't you?
Uncharted started going to charted places all over the world, like a James Bond film. Yeah, I guess it did. There's a couple of Silent Hill games that aren't based in Silent Hill.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that? I've not played any of the Silent Hill games, although randomly I ended up watching the Silent Hill film while I was on the treadmill.
What, dude? The film? What, the horror film?
Yeah,
with
it was on.
wire,
it was on YouTube, so I was watching it.
Wasn't very good, was it?
It was alright.
I didn't think that much of it.
Final Fantasy, yeah. But yeah, well, we're not going to play another Final Fantasy game ever again. Like, all right, I'm gonna ask a question. This is probably gonna be controversial, right? It's a genuine question. It's a sincere question. I'm not kind of implying one way or the other. But like games like Final Fantasy and Legend of Zelda, and let's choose those two because they're two big, established, long-running series, right? So games like that, do you not think, like, have they had their time? Like, have they just been rinsed to death? And that's like
no, obviously not, because people keep bloody doing it, right? Because you could say that like Zelda, yeah, it's been rinsed to death, right? Like, it has been rinsed to death.
Genuine question, like.
But as long as the game is good, now I'm not saying I think the game is good, but there are people that do.
Clearly, isn't like one of the Zelda's Mr. Whopper's favourite games.
I mean, it's the same with films, right? They do that like sequel. You've just got to stay. No more of this. But then, as long as the film is good, it's fine, isn't it?
To be fair, that is true.
Like Die Hard was a cracking movie, right? Die Hard 2 was pretty poor, and everybody went, "That's just another sequel. It's rubbish." Die Hard 3 was really good. You know, Die Hard 4, not so great.
Okay, so I'm going to also throw this out there, right? So the people that have kind of given their answers, so we've got Promo, Heather, Nomad, Dark Shocks, Phil. So you guys, are you fans of these series? Because I think that, like, Promo has raised like a really good point, right? Promo is a fan of The Legend of Zelda. So that's fine because it keeps reinventing itself. But he's not a fan of FIFA, so that game's the same every time. Yeah, to be fair with Dark Shots, I'm with you. I don't do JRPGs.
To be fair, though, and I'm just saying this.
This is an interesting
FIFA,
conversation.
By definition, has to be football. It can't suddenly go football in space.
Yeah, no, that is true too. Yeah,
or cyber true. Football, or anything. It has to be football. And the thing it does that changes it up is it's just got the new players and the new teams and the outfits. My
straps are really uncomfortable tonight.
Oh, sorry. So, you know, I'm not saying it wouldn't be. I'm just
saying, like, it's an interesting point, right? Because picking on Pete and Promo for no other reason just than they gave some examples. So, like, Promo is a fan of The Legend of Zelda, therefore it reinvents itself and it's innovative. Pete is not a fan of The Legend of Zelda, so therefore it's the same every time.
See, I wouldn't say it's the same every time, because it has very different games, doesn't it? But it is rinsed, isn't it? Like, I don't think Zelda games necessarily need to be Zelda games. They could have done that game, called it Barry goes on a mission, and it would have been just as good a game.
To a
It
PC
didn't necessarily need to be
Barry
a Zelda
goes
game,
on a
right?
mission.
So for that, in that aspect, I can see how they're rinsing it because it's just popular people like Zelda.
On the flip side, what game series keeps swapping out the format between games, like an FPS one game, RPG the next? Probably not many. Yeah, no, it's true too.
No, you shoot your audience, right?
And Heather's got a good point too. Yeah. But then I guess like switching up the genre that drastically, you're going to lose some of the fans. So like Monkey Island, right? Like I love Monkey Island, love point and clicks. If there was a new Monkey Island coming and you told me it was a JRPG, I'd be, hell no, not playing it. So I guess there is an element of having to try something different, but not too drastically. Otherwise you lose your existing fan base.
Well, so when they make the Division 3, if it's not a cover-based shooter,
you're going to be upset.
Right.
It's a point and click, Pete. It's a visual novel.
It doesn't matter that the story's there, the characters
Division
might
3.
be there, and all the rest of it. I'm going to be
Division
pissed, right?
3, it's just talking.
It won't be, though.
Most new games are just something else already done with a different name and paint job. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
no. Visual novel. that was really good. If I could give it a double pun, I would. That was really good.
I would be disappointed.
Oh, I'd love to see the look on your face. Companies just want the money, so won't take the risk. Yeah, there's a lot of that now, right?
Well,
which
no.
I think guess goes back to the remakes subject from earlier. Remakes are safe. There's already an existing fan base. People are going to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, No Man's got a good point there too. We need the goat puzzle, the game. Just an entire game of goat puzzles. Isn't that like Goat Simulator? Could that not be the same thing? So Heather says, even small changes can put people off. Yeah, for example, Zelda went open world and I wasn't interested, partially because the story got neglected because they focus on the open world aspect. Yeah, and I think Ellen has a similar opinion, doesn't she? I think. Mario, platformer 1 minute, racing game the next. Yeah, no, that is true. Yeah, that's very true. Mario is...
But it was Mario, yeah. So, but that's not, you're not playing a Mario game, right? So that's just Mario the character.
True.
So he has gone from a mere game to an icon.
Yeah.
Right. So they can do anything they want with Mario and just stick Mario in it. Right.
Yeah.
Racing, sailing, shooting,
Division.
cooking. But no, they couldn't they? Because people love the Mario shiz, right?
Yeah, KFC Dating Simulator, one of the weirdest games we've ever played. Yeah, but Heather's right too. If a franchise changes the genre, it tends to be a spin-off, which is what goes back to Eric's post from earlier.
Yeah.
Eric's post.
Oh, that's
from
gone.
earlier.
I've got no chance of that.
Okay. Eric's post that inspired this stream was about video games which aren't usually associated with the puzzle genre, but took a trip into the puzzle genre, like Yoshi's Cookie.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. The post is there if anyone would like to see it. This is kind of Eric's version of this, although we're doing slightly different subjects this time around. Sonic has gone through a lot of changes, but remained a platformer at its core. Where's Dave? Like, Dave is a Sonic fan. We can ask him. Mario has had pretty much every video game genre. All right, so is there any genres that Mario hasn't had? I know we're kind of getting off. We're going off at a tangent, but it doesn't really matter. This is all very interesting stuff. A cover-based shooter. You want a Mario?
No, I don't.
Shooter?
But I'm just saying, like you asked, he hasn't had a cover-based shooter, has he?
The Mario Dating Simulator. Oh.
But there are certain things I would imagine that are off limits for Mario.
For Nintendo.
Because it's probably
like their IPs. There probably is a cover-based shooter in Mario Party. Isn't it just Smash? Yeah, because, yeah. Actually, yeah.
Huh?
Ooh. Is there a Mario point and click? And would I play one if there was? No, I wouldn't, to be honest. But that goes back to I don't really enjoy Nintendo games. There's a time travel one.
I used to play some Nintendo.
A Mario
do you know what I mean?
horror game without Mario. Is that the horror? It doesn't contain Mario.
I used to play more Mario or more Nintendo stuff when it was console. You know, like the new console, and it was the most packed. Like Nintendo 64 came out,
but
and it did a thing that nothing else did.
When we were kids, Nintendo was the thing.
Yeah. And so it was like, wow, look at that game. It's on that new system.
Now you've got so much more choice. Whereas when we were kids, all you had was Nintendo.
And it's a bit underwhelming for me.
It does kind of feel like they're sitting on the laurels a little bit, but again, we're not Nintendo fans, so we're probably not the best people to comment on that. GTA, but by Nintendo, set in the Mario world, that'd probably be quite fun. Mario's Time Machine plays a bit like a point and click. To be fair, I'm not even sure I've heard of that one before.
I think I've heard of it, but I don't know. Definitely haven't played it.
Have some water. Right, this has been really interesting. Super niche. Okay. Oh, it's very bad. Okay, so don't play it.
Yeah, so don't play it even if you were interested.
What do you mean by that, Dark Shots?
Well, he obviously went back in time and they just made up
whatever
history they felt like, I would have said.
I didn't twig, but yeah, that makes sense.
We've gone back to the days of yore and basically...
No. It pretends. What do you mean? It pretends to be educational.
But in fact, it is not educational.
But... Really? That doesn't sound like Nintendo at all. I would have... Well, again, not being a Nintendo fan, but I would have assumed that if they were making an educational game, that they would have properly done their QA. It's bad. Oh, I'd be interested to play it purely to see how bad it was. Like, I wouldn't be interested to play it because it's a Mario point and click, if that makes sense. But I'd be interested for the history of it, if you get what I mean. Not the history facts in the game, but the...
So it's European history that is wrong in it.
Oh, because...
But is this like Disney making up that lemmings jump off cliffs and then before you know it, everybody believes lemmings jumps off cliffs?
Yeah.
They were hoping for the same kind of thing. It didn't matter.
Not a Disney fan either.
No, they didn't. It didn't matter that it wasn't true. People just bought into it.
They just threw lemmings off cliffs because... Disney. A lot of franchises stay the same or similar because people like it because it is that way. Assassin's Creed, yeah, good example. That never changes, but people play it because it doesn't change. But then I think there is this kind of stereotype, rightly or wrongly, that comes with games like Assassin's Creed and FIFA and Call of Duty, those games that we all consider to not change, that it's all a bit bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But that's. I mean, there is a drop in and out type of gaming, isn't there? I think everybody here games a lot.
Yeah.
And would maybe not consider themselves gamers, but
no, I'd say we do all consider ourselves gamers.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to tell people what they call themselves, but do you know what I mean? But it's different from the person normally that would play FIFA occasionally before they go out on a Friday night for an hour. Or something, you know, and that's what that type of game is, more than not, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not that there isn't really good players of Call of Duty and games,
but yeah, I get what you mean. Oh, look, Nomad. Not a fan of the changes in Assassin's Creed. I must admit, I started playing the first one years and years ago before I met you. Got partway through and thought, this is boring. I got fed up of climbing up towers. It just felt very like rinse and repeat. Or me when I get the new Just Dance going for the new songs. But then I guess, Just Dance doesn't have this bro stereotype attached to it, does it?
No.
But then is that purely just because of the type of game it is?
I would have said.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not just me that finds Assassin's Creed boring. The thing is, I think I'd really like the lore of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'd probably enjoy the story of it.
However,
but
with every passing game, is it a bit like that TV show we're watching at the moment?
We're watching Revenge.
Where it's getting so ridiculous now
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Like, at the beginning, you go, this is quite clever, and someone's thought about it, and this is all right. And then by a third game, you're like, how are they crowbarring this in? Oh, because this happened,
And then you
right?
can't keep track of all the twists.
Yeah, okay. This is getting ludicrous now.
Yeah.
But, is what it is. You know, like you say, you know what to expect with Assassin's Creed. You buy Assassin's Creed, you know what you're getting.
I guess it's the same with any point and click series. When Broken Sword comes out, we know what we're going to get. It's going to be a
Well,
point
at
and
least we
click.
hope so, right?
And if it's not, we're going to be disappointed.
Anyway, right, next one.
There was a history tour made in the Egypt and Greece based AC games. Yeah, that'd be quite interesting. Phew, that was a nice detour, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Right. So, but now we're on the top three. Top three. And an honourable mention. Let's not forget that. So, top three.
Okay.
This is where the medals start getting dished out.
So this is
for
first
puzzles.
loser. No, last loser.
Dark on Netflix had an interactive website where you could choose your current episode and it would give you a diagram of all characters and information you have seen so far, which is great for help. That's really clever.
Mm.
That's a really good idea. Because to be fair, I could do one of those for Revenge. I can't keep track of who's now double crossing who. Okay, so like we have got some Assassin's Creed fans in chat. But yeah, you're not likely to see an Assassin's Creed game on stream, I'm afraid.
We're too big as well. We ain't got
Bit
time.
overwhelming, yeah.
100 hours. I haven't got 100 hours to spend on a game anymore. I wish I did have, but I ain't.
Be nice.
I'd be spending them on Division 2 if I did, but I don't. So,
Right. So, medals, third place. Make sure I'm pressing the right button. Ready for this? Third place. We have the environmental puzzles from The Witness. And pure coincidence, Darkshox has been playing The Witness over on his stream recently.
how is he?
He has. And it inspired that reaction. So for anyone who hasn't played The Witness, and I can't believe there are many people that haven't played The Witness, this is just basically a puzzle game.
It's a good game, though.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It's absolutely beautiful. Like, the artwork is lovely. Like, it's really nice.
And it did spawn a hilarious parody game.
The Looker. If you've played The Witness but haven't played The Looker,
You should
do
play.
yourself a favour. Put aside an hour. It's not long.
It's funny. It's funny.
Go play it. It's free as well on Steam. Highly recommended.
I lolled anyway,
Yeah, it
but
was
maybe
funny.
that's because I'm childish.
How
The
can you
obelisk
not?
of knowledge.
So yeah, if you haven't played The Looker, go play The Looker. If you haven't played The Witness, where have you been? But yeah, this game is set on an island, and it's basically an island full of puzzles.
Yeah.
Like all different.
Everywhere,
Yeah.
anywhere.
But then after some time, as shown in the video opposite, you also realise that it's not just the puzzles which are set up on like almost tablets. So like this one coming up here, like on screen now, it's obvious it's a puzzle. But then you kind of realise that there are also puzzles within the environment. This is really good timing that I'm talking about this. Like you can kind of see it happening now. There are also these similar puzzles that you're being taught on these tablets within the environment also. And as Darkshox mentioned above, the moment that you realise this and you find your first environmental puzzle, it's kind of mind-blowing. Because you're like, what else haven't I discovered? Like,
it's an incredibly good game.
yeah, it's a very, very well designed game. And what's even better is that by the time you realise that these environmental puzzles exist, you've learned all of the mechanics you need to be able to solve them.
Yeah,
it's not like kind of you arrive on this island and already you know these environmental puzzles are there. They're obvious, you can see them. It's just by the time they kind of come into your consciousness, you've learned all the knowledge you need to be able to solve them, which makes it all kind of click. So this has got a third place from me because I just think it's so clever. It's like puzzle within a puzzle.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with this game, didn't we?
We did. So we've talked about this, The Witness, several times on stream before. It was one of the first it was one of the first games that we played together, wasn't it? When we first met.
Like we were coming home from work and right,
then,
who's coming round tonight? We're going to play
Yeah, where are we going? Are you coming round to me? We're going to play The Witness. So yeah, it's kind of, as well as being very clever, this is kind of, it's got a lot of memory behind this game for us. On the flip side, this is both like a positive and a negative, and I think this is my view personally. Okay, like I'm not saying that this is how the game is interpreted. This is my opinion. Like when you realise that these environmental puzzles exist, you start thinking, what else haven't I discovered?
Yeah.
Right? There must be more secrets that I haven't yet figured out. There must be some underlying thing. There must be an underlying reason for everything. But then you get to the end and you realise there's kind of not.
Yeah, it was a little bit disappointing at the end.
And I think when Pete and I reached this point, Pete was way more forgiving than I was. Pete was like, well, no, like it was about the puzzle experience and the puzzles were good and there doesn't need to be a reason. But I was like, no, there must be something I've missed. There must be an underlining meaning for everything. And I guess, yeah, like spoilers tags on. So this is spoilers. Go for it.
Well, we have got no spoilers, you know.
Oh yeah, I should have removed that.
So we've got no spoilers and
spoilers. I think in the end we ended up.
I think we watched.
Yeah, I think we watched how to get the endings.
Yeah.
I think. So.
Because that my thing with it was I think it was a bit too long.
Oh yeah.
I think my interest had started to wane come.
And yeah, so I think it got to the point where we got to the point where we were ready. Like we were ready to finish the game.
Like, it's
so
very
we didn't,
good. It's
we didn't
very
complete
clever.
all the puzzles.
Do you know what I mean? But there was a point for me where it was like, I'm done. Like,
yeah, but I think we spent like a good sort of 35 hours on it. Like we played it for a long time. Okay, but yeah, hands up, we didn't complete all the puzzles. But I just think like.
But you're the same with that in many games. So there has to be a story, reason.
Yeah.
Whereas Dark Shocks
enjoys puzzle. We've discussed this
play
before.
A puzzle,
yeah.
And he's happy with that. Do you know what I mean? I enjoyed that puzzle. That taxed me.
I don't like puzzles for puzzle's sake.
Yeah.
I like the whole experience. So, like, I really enjoyed The Witness, and I loved the artwork. Like, I've now found myself drawn to games which look very similar in terms of art style.
Yeah,
but I just think like I would have loved for this to have been like more of an adventure game with a narrative. Yeah. But that's me personally. I'm not like I totally get why people love The Witness for what it is. But like Pete said, I've got a preference for the story tying everything together. So yeah, that's why it's got third place. It's got third place because nostalgia for us. Yep, it's very clever, but I would have liked something wrapping it up very neatly for me. Because I don't like endings which are left to interpretation. Like I'm not good. I like give me an explanation. Like yeah.
Air horn?
Yeah, if you want to do the air horn. There you go. So that was third place. We'll Witness with environmental puzzles, and I think Dark Shot's going to like the next one.
Oh really?
But yeah, just to repeat, massive spoiler for the next game. Okay, massive spoiler.
Big spoilers.
If you haven't played the next game when it comes up, this is going to spoil everything for you. Okay, there's going to be no point playing this after you've heard what I'm going to say. Okay, so switch off once you see the name of the game. So in second place, we have the marker switches from Myst. So just for anyone who is like, no, I haven't played Myst, like, where have you been again? But yeah, go, because this is going to like completely ruin everything for you. Okay, you've had your warning. So basically, first Myst game. It happens after you find a mysterious book that you kind of fall into, and you travel through some stars and you find yourself on this miraculous island. And then after exploring the island, you meet Atreus. And then you find out about his 2 sons, Achenar and Sirius.
Yeah.
I got there in the end, thanks, Dark Dogs. I'm like,
Been a while.
oh my god, I didn't write that down and I should know this. Right, yeah. So you find out about his 2 sons, and one of them has betrayed him, and Atreus wants your help in finding out which brother it is. So that's not a spoiler for the storyline. What we're going to talk about is not a spoiler for the storyline, but it is a spoiler for the main puzzle in the game. Like the thing, the apex, the thing you've been searching for is this. So one of the final puzzles involves these switches around the island. So I think we're probably going to come up to one now on the screen, maybe. Where you kind of have to switch them up or down. And when you arrive on the island, you don't know which order they have to go in. And you're kind of flicking these switches and you're like, it's not really doing anything. Like, what are these for? So you kind of forget about it. But then after you kind of go through, like you visit, like this is the central island, this is Mist Island. You visit several other islands. You get a bit of backstory. You find notes, you find books which give you solutions to the puzzles. You basically come to realise that the solution to the marker switch puzzle was there all along. Like, you didn't need to go anywhere. Like, it was there at the beginning. You could have solved it, like, within a couple of minutes. But this is what makes this game so good for speedrunning, as we have learned from Dark Shops.
Yeah.
And as you have been taught by Dark Shops.
I have, yes.
So,
I have.
yeah, Pete.
I think, what was I? 22nd? I think.
Can't
And that was
remember.
through a couple of days of expert tutelage from
Dark
Dark Shops himself. Yeah.
Yeah, so as Dark Shocks has taught us, if you're looking to get into speedrunning, yeah, there you go. As Dark Shocks has summed it up, the first half hour on the island, you will not know what to do, and what you even can do, and you just keep flipping the switches and no clue what's happening. Yeah, but then there's this dawning realisation when you reach the end part of the game that, oh my god, I could have solved this, like,
Yeah.
right now.
This game, right?
Yeah.
Best thing about this game, right?
Yeah.
I'm an idiot, right? We've discussed it before. I'm not of at best average intelligence, right? And this is not no, Pete, you're not. No, right. So let's be honest, right? But when I completed this game, I felt like the smartest motherfucker on the planet because I'd done it. Do you know what I mean? I was like, yes,
Yeah.
like finished that.
I bought Mist, right? Like this is how I found Mist. There was a boy that I was in secondary school with, and I didn't often talk about video games because when I was in school, girls didn't play games, and I was very weird. But this guy in school, his name was Daniel, was quite open to me playing video games and would talk to me about them. And one day he said, oh, I've got this new game and I'm stuck. Like, can you come over? And 32 plays out. Like, can you come over and give me a hand? I know you like adventure games, can you see? And it was Mist. And after spending a couple of hours with him I can't even remember what puzzle it was that he was stuck on. But after spending a couple of hours with him trying to work out this puzzle, I was like, I'm buying this game. So I went out that weekend to Romford Market and bought Mist. And that was how I come across it. So yeah, and as Dark Shots just pointed out there, Pete learned how to speedrun this game thanks to Dark Shocks. And he's currently in 32nd place out of 41 on the leaderboard. Doing all right?
Doing all right.
Not in last place.
Not in last place, see?
So yeah, it's a really good one for speedrunning because the answers that you need are there right in front of you when you start on the island. So, okay, it's going. We're going to need air horns soon.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be sick.
And that's the story of Kim's puzzle game addiction began. Yeah, that was the story of how I came across Mist. So yeah, Mist is like a classic. even if you haven't played Myst, you would have heard of it, right? So even like people who don't like adventure games or puzzle games have heard of Myst. It's just like legendary in terms of the amount of games that it's influenced today. Wow, really, Dark Shots? That's. If we tell him that when he comes back, he might want to get back into it. Yeah, Myst cannot be missed. If you are an adventure game fan, like if you haven't played Myst, go play Myst. So a bit of trivia here that I picked up from the Wikipedia page. It was the best-selling PC game for nearly a decade after it was released in 1993. There you go. Read that comment from Dark Shocks above, not the most recent one, the one above.
If he was improved for 10 seconds, he would skip to 23rd place. That one. Yeah.
Tempted?
No.
Oh.
Because you got to be really good to start. Ryan to get exactly what I wanted. Yeah, I don't think my hand-eye coordination is there for that now.
Oh dear. Oh dear. But yeah, I mean, you can't have a top 10 list about puzzles in video games and not mention Myst, I think. Like, it's just... It is a classic. And it's just... There is a lot of reading in it, right? Like, there
Which I don't remember minding.
A lot of reading. So, on the Myst Island, you will find a library, and there's a hell of a lot of books in this library that are very important in terms to understanding what's going on in the story and puzzle solutions. It's very reading heavy, but it's so well done, like how some of the story is told through the puzzles, and like you get this real sense of the personalities of Cirrus and Achenar through their puzzles, if that makes sense, because there are certain puzzles which are in their rooms, if you like. Myst was used as a vehicle for the CD-ROM format. Yeah. And let's face it, how many Myst remakes have we had since 93?
There has been a couple.
There's been more than a couple. More than a couple. There you go, six. Again, going back to the remake subject. Yeah, not sequels, remakes. Since 93, so what are we in, 2024? 6 in that time. There's also 5 sequels, yeah. There's a lot of Myst. If you like Myst, there's a lot of Myst. Not all of it as good as others, but there's a lot of Myst. So yeah, like I said, you can't have a list like this without Myst. A list without Myst. So yeah, that's second place. That's the silver medal to the Marcus which is in Myst. Yeah, well, like Dark Shots can't not wear his Myst merch because he's got it tattooed on him too. Constantly with his Myst merch.
Yeah.
There you go. You have plenty. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about the tattoo. Right, so before we get to first place, we're going to do an honourable mention. So this is something that Eric does in his top 10 posts. He'll go from 10 to 2 and slot in an honourable mention. So it's a game that he wants to talk about and that kind of deserves a mention, but hasn't quite made the list for one reason or another. Okay, so we're now going to do my honourable mention. So this is like... Whereas, like I said, most of the games on the list have been quite old, they've been quite classic. This is something, again, a bit different. So my honourable mention is pretty much everything about Blueprints, right? So the reason why Blueprints hasn't made the list is because basically it's not out yet. It's not been released yet. So it felt very unfair to pick a puzzle from a game which wasn't available to everyone just yet.
Yeah.
So this is why it's got an honourable mention. So So if this game isn't out yet, how do I and Pete know about it? Well, through knowing Dark Shots introduced us to someone from the Dogger Bomb team, and we were very kindly invited to be testers for the game in 2021. So we've had the pleasure of playing a very early version. And yeah, like we've heard that there's been a lot of changes since that version, but we've technically played all of the first version of the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, we've reached the end. We haven't necessarily played all of the areas, but so yeah, like some people have heard us. Yeah, there was I'll come on to that. Some people have heard us talk about blueprints in the stream before, because one of the Doggy Mom guys sometimes appears in chat, and we know that he's also a massive supporter of Special Effects, the gamer's charity. So obviously we love him and we love Special Effects. As Dark Shots mentioned there was a demo out for blueprints during June's Steam Next Fest. I don't know if it's still available. I don't know if it was a Steam Next Fest exclusive or if it's still there. I'll put the link to the Steam page in chat anyway. But we didn't actually play the demo.
I took it down.
Okay, so it's not demo isn't available. We actually installed the demo for blueprints.
We did.
But made the decision not to play it. And the reason why we did this was because, well, like two reasons, I think. For like, the first reason, we spent so much time with this game. Like, I don't even know how many hours we spent with this game.
Quite a lot, wasn't it?
Like, and we, like, not only playing it and experiencing it, but we were trying to do stuff to break it as well. Like, we spent so much time with this game that it's become personal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Blueprints for me is going to kind of go onto the list with like those games that have a really personal meaning now, like the Monkey Island, like Fable, like there are certain games which have like a memory for me, and Blueprints is now one of them. So that's kind of the first reason why we sort of chose not to. And the second reason was that we genuinely, and we're not just saying this, we genuinely haven't been this excited for a new game in a long time. Like, yeah, like I know people are going to be watching this going, oh, but you were testers, you invited to be testers, you're biased. But seriously,
it is bloody good.
If you like puzzles and you like adventure games and you're looking for something a little bit different, go wishlist the Blueprints. Like, seriously, even from the early version that we played several years ago, it is really good. Okay, like you will not be disappointed. So yeah, like we're so excited for this game, genuinely, and not just because of our history with it. Like, yeah, like I would be excited for this game if watching the trailer was the first time I'd come across it. So yeah, a massive honourable mention to Blueprints. And please go and wishlist it. Okay, again, go wishlist.
Air horn?
I'd say that was like double air horn because it's Blueprints.
There we go, double air horn.
Promo, I don't care. Even if you're indifferent to puzzles, go and wishlist it. Like, seriously, do yourself a favour. You will not be disappointed. There's a lot of layers.
Like an onion.
Obviously, we are not allowed to say very much. But yeah, massively looking forward to this when it comes out. I think we were umming and ahhing over whether to stream it when it comes out.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of said like we might stream like an hour of it to kind of celebrate that it's finally out. But again, this is such a personal game for us now that it wouldn't be the same streaming it. Like, I think it's one that we need to experience for us. Yeah. Like, when Return to Monkey Island came out, I was adamant that I wasn't going to stream it because it was a game for me. And so Blueprints, there you go. That was my honourable mention. So, first place. This is where we really do need a drum roll. We don't have one. Have we got anything else that builds suspense? What else we got?
I've got cricket.
I got a. There you go. A dun dun dun. It's kind of suspenseful, right? Okay. Yeah, first place. We are on now, and this one is not gonna come as any surprise. First place for me. Insult sword fighting from The Secret of Monkey Island. This is probably like my favourite puzzle ever from a video game. Yeah, you guys all know that I've got a history with this game, right? Yeah, no surprise. I know. So Monkey Island, what is it about? Hang on. Yeah, it was Monkey Island that inspired the exclamation insult and exclamation response commands in chat. So if you do one of those, you'll get a random insult and response that may or may not match up. I was surprised it wasn't everything from Monkey Island. No, there are certain puzzles in Monkey Island which are not great, right? I'm not that biased. But so yeah, Monkey Island is about Guybrush Threepwood who wants to become a mighty pirate. Oh, do you know what? I've got a sound effect for that.
My name's Guybrush Threepwood and I want to be a pirate.
Okay. Oh, buttons. So on his journey, yeah, throw one of them wrenches in your gears. Not cogs, gears.
See?
So Guybrush wants to become a pirate. So he goes to Melee Island and he is going to undertake the 3 trials that are given to him by the pirate leaders in the Scum Bar. And one of them is to become good enough to beat the Swordmaster. But as he learns from Captain Smirk, this isn't just about his skill with a sword. It's also about his wit and his repartee, as Captain Smirk says, as he's fighting. So he's tasked with going around the island and fighting other pirates to learn these insults and the appropriate responses, because you're only going to win the fight and become good enough to be the Swordmaster if you've got both skill with the sword and skill with your words. So the map sunburn skin peeling one from Curse wins it for me. Horrifying and hilarious. Okay, there's some really good puzzles in the Monkey Island series and not so great puzzles. Okay, like Heather's favourite puzzle. In Curse of Monkey Island, it's the drink for the bartender, and specifically the hair of the dog who bit you. Yeah, I remember that one. In Escape from Monkey Island, it's the one where you catch No-Nose Pete with a duck. Pete.
I do have a nose.
So yeah, like, I mean, as you guys said, it's no surprise that this is in first place for me, but there are reasons. It's not just because Monkey Island is a good game. No, there are reasons. As a kid, like I played this when I was like 9 on an Amiga that my parents gifted me for Christmas. And as a kid, I found this absolutely hilarious. Like, I thought this was the funniest thing ever. And as I've grown up, obviously... Oh my God. Hey! I will say it is completely random, okay? Like, but Heather got a nice match there. Yes, as a kid, I thought it was hilarious. As an adult, I kind of realised how clever it is. And what I think I like about it is that the mechanic is kind of reprised in later Monkey Island games, but it's kind of used differently. It's like, I guess kind of going back to some of the stuff we mentioned earlier, like it takes the same format, but it does something creative with it.
Yeah.
So, like for example, in one of the follow-up games, rather than just kind of come back with a response, you've got to come back with a response that rhymes. Okay. So it's kind of like an ongoing puzzle through the monkey. Yeah. With the monkey. It's kind of this puzzle which has kind of grown and taken on a life of its own, and now comes back through all the Monkey Island games. And as you guys know, as promo kind of showed there, most people recognise the line, "You fight like a dairy farmer." Like, even if you don't know what game that's from, like, it's a familiar line.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like there must be people out there that don't know it's from Monkey Island, but I think it's kind of like a classic phrase. So yeah, like, this is, I don't know, like, yeah, there's nostalgia, but I think there's some nice design behind this puzzle too. And like I said, as a kid, it reminds me of being a kid and playing Monkey Island.
Applause for number one.
Yeah, go on, you do applause. There you go. So, that was my top 10 favourite puzzles in video games, along with Blueprints, honourable mention. And again, so this stream was inspired by a collaboration with Eric from Eric Hagman Music, who is known in the blogging community for doing top 10 posts of a similar nature. So yeah, Pete's put a link to Eric's post. But again, as I explained earlier, we were meant to do a blog post released at the same time for World Tetris Day on the 6th of June. Family work commitments meant I couldn't make that, so here I am making up for it. But yeah, that is Eric's post on... It's his post for the collaboration, but it's on a slightly different subject. As I mentioned earlier, he is looking at video games which aren't in the puzzle genre, which made the leap over to it for a spin-off. So, woo, congrats to Monkey Island. As if Monkey Island wasn't going to win. But yeah, all right, like, now throwing the question out to everyone. If you had to pick your number one, your favourite puzzle from a video game, what would you choose? And you can answer that too, because you've played a load of puzzle games. Put everyone on the spot now.
Yeah, I
look.
don't know. I don't know. I'd have to have a think about that.
Not Division. I was
No,
fully
there are
expecting...
puzzles in Division though, and genuinely there are.
Oh, okay. Interesting choice from Promo. Samurai 3. Any particular puzzle in Samurai 3? I don't know if I've played 3. I know I've played 1 and 2. Can't remember about 3. I just can't remember any of them. Oh, that's not true, I'm sure. The one early on with the cards is very clever. Oh, Dark Shots is going to give us something a bit more out there. All right, yeah, go on. Like, I had like Swimming from Brothers, which is kind of out there considering the rest of my list, right? So, we like out there. You still not got an answer?
No.
No. It kind of counts, but in Wind Waker, in the Earth Temple, there is a room where you need to make the beams of light bounce to get the eyes above the door to make the door open. Yeah, I'd say that counts. It's a puzzle. So Heather likes that one because it's really satisfying. Okay. Alright, so yeah, spoilers coming from Dark Shocks, but we have got the spoilers tag on the stream, not on the Twitch, sorry. So yeah, Dark Shots is going to be posting spoilers about Danganronpa Beef 3. And he said he's mind blown by the first detective case. Okay, Heather agrees. So whatever this is, like this, I must admit, I've not played it. Did you stream some of this, Dark Shocks? Oh, and Promo's put in a link for the car puzzle that he was referring to. Okay, so Dark Shock says it's a bit like a detective game where you solve murder cases, and usually like 10 in total. I did not, and this is the first one of the third game, and the solution is that you yourself are the murderer, and it blew me away. And you didn't suspect anything at all, Dark Shocks? You didn't have any inkling that might be The answer, no. Well, and let's face it, if anyone was going to be figuring it out, it would be Darkshots because he's a genius. The MC does not give it away at all. No, because the game's like, okay. It forces you to pick between 16 is a lot of suspects. And then they're like, okay. Only 4 people had access to that room. And like only 2 knew about something. I'm like, wait, that's just me. So you had that kind of dawning realization of the answer. Like it wasn't obvious, but it gradually crept up on you. It's a Japanese high school class. That is why it is 16. You are locked in with your classmates and are forced to kill each other. Wow, this sounds like a wholesome game. Is this a game that I should like consider watching? Like while I'm on the treadmill and stuff? Because this sounds really interesting. And if I am going to watch it, is it worth starting with the first game or diving in? Yeah, no, this is the thing, like I'm not an anime fan, but I can happily watch, and I don't enjoy visual novels, but I can watch them. I've struggled to play them myself, but I can watch them if I'm on the treadmill, which is really weird, and I know, but I think you might like the cases, but not the mini games. It's a bit like Phoenix Wright. You have to start from 1. Right, okay, I shall take that advice, because I'm like, I keep a list of games that I want to watch rather than play. So I've got them available, like if I'm on the treadmill or whatever, and I've kind of got to the end and I'm struggling to find anything new to watch. So I've now got something to watch, which is good. But start from 1. How many games are there in the series? Am I going to be at this for a long time? 3, right, okay. So I've got a lot of content to get through there, and 2 spin-offs, so there's a lot. Okay. Darkshots, what was the one like? What was an anime detective game that you streamed? And it had like a little atom looking, that was it, AI Insomnium Files, yeah. Oh, that's it, fucking Hota. That was it.
Yeah.
It's fucking Hota. We hated him. One spin-off is just Mario Party like board game. Okay, so I found a new game that I can watch then. This is good. Alright. Sorry, I'm like, we've done the list. Hang on, let me press that button. Right, and that should turn all that off. And then I can take the spoiler alert off, because spoilers are over. It's safe to come back. Oh, okay, I can put the spoilers tab back on if we want to talk more spoilers. It's not a problem. Oh yeah, no, don't worry, Heather. Yeah, I figured. Promo, you were loving the spoilers, don't lie. Right, so this was this stream. I know that we had it lined up with Eric for quite a long time, but the format was something that I've kind of been wanting to try for a little while, because I've been struggling recently with having the inspiration to write blog posts, and I know like it's just not coming as natural. So I thought, you know, like there are still certain subjects that I want to talk about, and I like you don't get the conversation through a blog post. So what's nice talking about it is that you kind of get that interaction.
Mm.
So this is something that I wanted to try for a while. And don't get me wrong, like I need way more practice at this, and like a better setup as well. But yeah, like if anyone,
better cameras and that.
yeah, better cameras. But yeah, like if anyone, like I'm not going to do the whole hit subscribe and like, but if anyone has any feedback, like yeah, like get in touch. Let us know, because like if it feels like it's worked, we may do some more. But yeah, like the remake subject would be a really good one to talk about, because that kind of inspired quite a lot of discussion. But yeah, like I'll have a little. I've got a list of sort of potential subjects to talk about, possibly. So Pete might be quite bored, but like I'll be here talking. But yeah, if you've got any suggestions for other things we can discuss too, yeah, hit us up. Let us know. A blog post about why Assassin's Creed is rubbish. Because I don't like climbing towers. There you go. Summed it up. Right, so next things. Is there anyone that we can give a shout out to? Like, has anyone got anything going on this weekend stream wise? Where can people find you? And promo, when are you starting to stream? Come on, Slacker. Okay, so Heather is streaming Supermarket Sim tomorrow, unless she changes her mind about the game. So Heather will be streaming, could be Supermarket Sim, might be something else. And I'm guessing Supermarket Sim is literally where you run a supermarket.
I would have thought so.
Promo will stream eventually. Yeah, don't worry. We're only teasing. Yeah. There is absolutely no pressure. But you know that whenever you're ready, we will be here to support. And probably throw in a few sarcastic messages and puns too, because that's what we do. Okay, so Supermarket Sim is running a supermarket. It's very fun, and Heather's been playing a lot of it recently, so you might see some of that over on Heather's channel. Dark Shocks and Nomad, have you guys got anything lined up? Right, so Promo wants £5 if you want to watch his stream.
No Dark Shocks today.
Not today. Right, okay, so no, like Dark Shocks is chilling, which is all good. Nomad was working his way through the Life is Strange series, ready for the new game that's coming out. I don't know when, but at some point this year. Oh no, isn't it in October near Dark Shocks' Nomad's birthday?
Maybe.
I think. Okay, so Dark Shocks isn't streaming today, but is planning to get back to I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, because you were working on speedrunning it, weren't you, Dark Shocks, if I remember correctly? I think. Yeah, there we go. So expect more of that, which is if you haven't played I Have No Mouth, it's a really trippy, dark game. Like, it's really interesting. Currently in a race with Hallam and Mike. Competition. You're not inspired to get like back into the competition with Miss?
No, because I'm not never going to be.
Okay, so Nomad wasn't planning on playing anything, but could jump onto Life is Strange too. Again, no pressure, Nomad. Like,
or you could play a good game.
Well, like Division. We had a 1 hour discussion today about censorship in Germany regarding WW2. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
I'm just checking to see if anyone is. Okay. So no one that we really know is streaming at the moment. So unless someone's thinking of jumping on now, but we're more than happy to raid. If not, we will not raid this evening. But yeah, no pressure. But while everyone is kind of thinking about if they're going to stream, if they want to raid, next stream for us. So Pete is obviously back. I'm glad to have you back.
Yes, temporarily at the very least.
I hope not. I hope like you're going to stick around for a little while. So yeah, we haven't had Pete on streams for a while because he's been working, but we now have Pete back.
Pete is back.
My partner in crime is back.
Thanks, Dark Shocks.
So yeah, we're going to try and start streaming more regularly, so on the weekends. So I think we're planning to be on Friday next week.
That's the plan.
And what are you playing, Pete? Pete, what are
Possibly
you playing?
a game that so far, or at least to me, seems like could be game of the year. And, you know, not that I'm the font of all gaming knowledge, you understand, but I know a bit. And I would say this is...
You go for it, Nomad. We'll raid you whenever you're alive.
Yes, the Free Goblins thing. free Goblin Wobbling.
Yeah. And as Pete explained yesterday, this is about 3 goblins who disguise themselves as a human so they can get beer. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Satisfactory's out in September. So from what we can kind of understand, it's kind of, I guess, mechanic-wise, like Octodad, where you're trying to, like...
Yeah, you got to balance and move at the same time.
So kind of that kind of thing. So Pete will be playing this on Friday. It could go really badly, but we are going to make sure that we have beer.
Free Goblin Wobbling.
If anyone is kind of free on Friday and wants to watch some goblins searching for beer, get beer, because we're going to have beer.
Yes, we will.
Pete's going to go for like a classic, I'm assuming.
I would have thought so.
Whereas I'm probably going to go for something probably like a bit fruity, so I might do like a cherry beer or something. A drunk straight. I don't know if it's going to be
drunk.
drunk.
No, it won't be drunk. No.
But, you know, it feels fitting, right? Like, if you're going to stream a game about goblins searching for beer, I don't mind a Corona, actually. As long as it's got a bit of lime in it, don't mind it. But yeah, I'm thinking that I might go for a banana beer or a cherry beer. Yeah. Like,
well, there is a hobgoblin, isn't there?
Other beverages are allowed. If you would like to join us, soft drinks, other alcoholic beverages, cup of tea.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. But we're going to have a beer. And I think it's going to be a total Pete playing stream. I can't see me.
You could have a go just for shiz and giggles if you wanted.
I'm going to be terrible.
Well, I think I'll probably be terrible at it. I don't think that's...
Yeah, just a... Well, unless, of course, Corona want to sponsor us.
Well, I suppose, yeah, it could be worse.
We've tried KFC. I think we tried What's It's.
Yeah, I didn't want nothing to do with Kit Kats.
Kit Kats. Now Corona. No one wants to sponsor us.
So maybe we're just not sponsored.
I just can't understand why, Pete.
No. I mean, yeah.
Unfortunately, Phil, yeah.
You put this.
I pressed the wrong button there.
You did.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. It should have been that
Should have
button.
been that one. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. But I guess spoilers are over, Corona's over. Well, except it's not,
Well,
so be
it's
safe,
not,
kids.
is
Okay, be sensible. Because, yeah, we found out about a couple of friends recently that caught Corona again. Or caught
Not been very
COVID.
well. Yeah.
So, yeah, it is still out there. So look after yourselves, be sensible.
Yeah.
All right, well, Nomad's setting up, so we're just like...
Oh, that's right.
We're stalling.
We are stalling. Here we go.
Oh, right. So let me set up the stream. Start that. Right. So I'm starting a raid over to Nomad's channel, which is going to start in a couple of seconds. So we're going to put the kettle on, and then we'll probably go and see you guys over there. So anyone who's going, feel free to go now. Let me just make sure that's on mute. There we go. So yeah, Nomad is streaming Life is Strange 2. So if you fancy a nice chilled Saturday evening, we'll see you over there in a moment. Like we said for us, we'll be back on Friday with some goblins wobbling.
Free goblin wobbling.
Okay. And yeah, like thank you to everyone who joined us for this evening and put up with me talking for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure. And once more, let's give a shout out to Eric. Where's my sound effects? Let's give Eric a cheer. Cheer for Eric. So Eric is from Eric Hagman Music. He blogs both about music and about video games over on his blog. Pete, link.
Yeah, there might not be a stream at the moment. So.
Pete is going to get a link. And it's thanks to him that we've done a couple of collaborations in the past. and I'm trying out this new venture, which I guess is kind of like blogging on stream, I guess. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a learning experience. There you go.
That's the one I got. Sorry, it was being
No, that's all
quick.
good. So that is a link to Eric's post as part of this collaboration. So if you haven't read it already, if you don't follow Eric, please do go check him out. His Twitch channel is tagged in the title for the stream, so you can also follow him on Twitch. Go check him out on Instagram as well, because it's over on there quite a lot. He shares quite a lot of photos. He's in Niagara Falls at the moment.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So
okay.
there you go. If you want some nice pictures, go check out Eric.
Will do.
So yeah, that's it. That's it from us. Nice short one, but it means we get a bit of an early night and we can actually have some dinner this evening.
Dinner, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go do some dinner and then
Yeah.
go over to Nomad's channel.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So yeah, thanks everyone. Let me get the button ready for the outro.
See you
Say
later.
something profound.
But we did this yesterday. I don't know anything profound.
All right.
I got nothing.
Give people a nice positive wish for the rest of the weekend.
Hope you have a nice weekend, everyone.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.